Today we're going to be talking about hotel, airline and lots of other loyalty statuses. Why we got into this rabbit hole and why it is so exciting even today.
For example, if you tell me I'll serve you good dim sums and then somebody will tell me okay I'll serve dim sum but I'll put a little more truffle oil because they're in first class or because you are a platinum, I'll say okay ditch it yaar, it's okay.
I vehemently disagree
I
with
know
this.
that and that's why I use the example of truffle oil specifically for that. Look, I'm a simple man.
Burgundy private wala simple man. Nivas was just trying to ask you and बहुत पतली गली से आप निकल गए.
I have to agree with Aadil on this. Question to all the audience. Which of us has got shoes with our own monogram on it?
Exactly.
One of the few airlines which I've never seen in anyone else, the ability to board from the lounge. That ability is just massive. You don't have to go down, search for your gate again.
There's two ways. There's one way with which you spend a lot of money and then there is yet another way.
Let's go with the yet another way.
Between airline and hotel status, right? I think my broad point is that hotel statuses definitely add a lot more value. They add consistent value.
You said either you have a platinum charge or you travel with somebody who has a platinum charge.
There are some things that money can't buy.
There's MasterCard, not Amex.
So
You know that
awesome.
song? And then the rap would start.
Which was the epic song by Baba Sagan?
Aja meri gaadi mein baith.
Aja Meri Gaadi Mein. That was the one.
can
man.
trust me to know all
What
the
great
songs.
vibe. See, Nivas is like giving me looks right now. It's like, what the heck are you guys talking about?
He's the ball guy, right?
Have you ever heard this song? Aja Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja. Aja Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. This is your host Aadil Bandukwala. Super stoked to be welcoming you all today to this amazing episode. Today we're going to be talking about hotel, airline and lots of other loyalty statuses. If you've ever chased loyalty status, whether it is for a suite upgrade, whether it is for a lounge access, whether it is for that elusive VIP perk benefit that you've been chasing, or if you're one of those rare people, like the four of us in the room, who've ever done something known as a mattress run just to get to a status, I think you're going to enjoy this episode today. The intent today is to unearth what was one of our first loyalty statuses, why we got into this rabbit hole, and why it is so exciting even today. Which are the ones that matter? Which are the ones that you should chase? Which are the ones that make practical sense? Or are there ones just for bragging rights? We'll go neck deep and the intent is to have a lot of fun. Like always, we've got three exciting guests. First up, we've got my co-founder, Dhimant. Dhimant, swagat hai. Kya haal hai? What is it that you're drinking today? Is it black coffee? Is it the Americano? Is it something else?
Is it black coffee? It's pure black coffee and need the caffeine this time. I need the caffeine over Ameya this time. So, we just finished our event yesterday and I don't know, I woke up in the morning, I was still super excited to just reach here and start the podcast, man. Amazing topic and we have Nivas today. We met Nivas at the Bangalore flight mode event and some of his stories were so exciting. We wanted to get him right away and thank you so much for coming from Chennai, right? So,
right, Nivas, welcome. I met Nivas for the first time in London.
Yeah.
I had just landed in London And Nivas pinged saying that, bro, are you in London? I'm like, हाँ. And he's like, I'm also in London. I'm like, सही है, मिलते हैं? I'm like, हाँ, बिल्कुल मिलते हैं. So we said, let's eat something together. Like, why not? You had me there. So we decided to meet somewhere. I forget where we met.
Yeah.
But
I think it was just good food.
Yeah, it was a lovely English breakfast place where I got my signature Benedict like always. And it had some lovely truffle oil in it. It had, I think it had really, really good Atlantic salmon. So it was really good and we enjoyed it. And then Nivas ordered something fancy, which was something sweet. And
I
we
don't
dug
remember
into it. It
now.
was really, really good.
Yeah.
So Nivas is a marketing guy. He's probably the most networked marketing guy I ever know. Call him a serial networker. He's a marketing enthusiast, works in SaaS, been in SaaS, very popular in the Chennai and Bangalore circuit. Thanks for coming all the way from Chennai to record, Nivas.
Thanks, Aadil. Thanks, everyone. I think I've genuinely loved the podcast, learnt a lot, and obviously food, travel, all of these are like big fan. A big fan of all of those things. So as soon as this invite came in, I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. But I think given that you guys are doing a lot of these, right, like especially over weekends, I think just thanks to all of our families also, right? Like because I was asking Dhimant, given your flight mode and your miles ahead and all of those, just weekends just disappear and it is not fair for the family. So yeah, respect to them.
Yeah, we chatted over it and Nivas was asking me and I said ki yaar, we should thank him over air, the whole family, kids, because and thank you so much for choosing to spend Sunday with us over your wife.
What are you going to do to calm the heat at home, Nivas? Tell us that. What are you carrying back?
The already Chennai heat plus this heat. Let's not forget that.
Hopefully I'll make it up. I have some plans. I'll make it up.
So with that, rounding up introductions, we have our co-founder Ameya. Ameya is big time these days into FPL. So Ameya, who are your sleeper picks these days?
Sleeper picker. As much as I hate to admit it, I think Bruno Fernandes is going to do well.
Ooh, nice.
The only Bruno I know is Bruno Mars. I don't know football much.
But if you have a first class seat available to Manchester, he's going to fly off and pretend to be an
But speaking of first class, my very, very close friend, and all of you know him, Rakesh, he just tagged us this morning on Instagram. He's just taken off from San Francisco on Emirates first. And he's sitting with that glass of Dom Perignon or whatever you call it, doing a cheers, and he's tagged us. He scored that upgrade, and it was the last first seat that was available. He's sitting on 1E. I particularly asked him what's his seat number. So 16 hours of pure bliss, and then connecting from Dubai all the way to Bangalore for another 4 hours. So 20 hours. This is his second first that he's going to be doing on Emirates. The first one he did like a year and a half back. Got lots of Emirates miles putting it to good use.
Should have the virtual window.
Yeah, absolutely. He's on the A380.
Right,
he has the virtual window,
Yeah,
like you
virtual
said.
window, yeah.
It comes in, looks like the OG Sky. I was telling him, Baba, please ensure. Please ensure. You tried 3 things. 1, they have lovely sliders. Please indulge in the sliders. 2, Emirates is the only airline that serves warm popcorn in the sky. तो भाई एक picture देखो अच्छी वाली और popcorn खाओ. उसके मजे अलग है life में. And then they have this lovely chocolate turquoise cake or something like that, which is supremely good. तो ये 3 चीजें पक्का खाना. I am a teetotaler, so I can't give you gyan on what to drink. But these 3 things I would definitely have. There's another very interesting non-alcoholic drink that they serve, which is a mocktail called Vitality Boost. And they keep changing it every time, every few weeks or months. It is like this concoction of apparently healthy fruits and vegetables. I don't drink it because it's healthy. I just love the taste. It's so bloody good. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's purple. वो इतना अच्छा होता है ना. I'm like, हाँ, आप लाते जाओ भाई. It is so good.
Considering this is like a episode of status and loyalty, this one is going to be a really tough one for me and Ameya to control this. Like
No,
this is going to be
I
really
would
tough. Like go to and come back. Go वापस आओ. U-turn
Like,
मारो.
अगर राकेश यहाँ पे होता, उसको बुलाना चाहिए था, because again he's Emirates Gold and he would have loved to share his stories. But we'll get Rakesh some other time.
उसको बैंगलोर से लैंड करा के मारुति ओमनी में किडनैप करके सीधा यहीं पे लेके आएंगे. बोले तो पहले पॉडकास्ट शूट कर और like we'll make sure that
No, but one very topical tidbit now that we are talking of status is very relevant to today's topic. So, Marriott is known to have partnerships with a bunch of sports teams. It's a lot more in the US, but I think so. For example, I said Fernandes, they have a Manchester United partnership, for instance, and so they run this thing called preferred hotels. So, what they basically say is that when their team is traveling to a given city, they will always stay at those set of preferred hotels. So, if you are trying to, get some of this behind the scenes meeting with these players, you might want to pre-book at one of these hotels, and there's a chance you'll bump into these people.
Yeah, it's very similar to what Pallav did with Virat Kohli, right?
Yeah.
Where he, thanks to Qatar, got access to meet Virat Kohli, and you could go and follow the team bus, stay in the same hotel which they were staying. I think it was JW Marriott in Bangalore. So again, Pallav, if you're listening, if you're seeing this episode, thank you for inviting us to Bold Fit, where we are shooting today. Very happy to be shooting here. All our negotiations, पार्टनरशिप्स रिक्वेस्ट फ्लो थ्रू आर करता धरता वो HUF होता है ना, HUF का हेड वो हमारा करता यहाँ पे धीमंत है, तो ये धीमंत संभालता है. धीमंत पता नहीं आपने क्या किया, लेकिन जो भी किया अच्छा किया है. आई एम जस्ट थैंकिंग पल्लव फॉर अलाउइंग अस टू शूट हियर.
I don't remember any formal invite in my inbox saying कि मेरे ऑफिस में आके शूट कर लो. We just take that liberty. So thank you so much, Pallav. Really appreciate it.
Hey, what's the point of dosti if we can not make some advantage of it, right? So with that, शुरू करें. Exciting episode, ठीक है? So let's start with talking about which was our first loyalty status that one of us acquired or remember of acquiring, and why did we acquire it? Did we get something out of it? Did we enjoy it? What were the immediate benefits? And then was there an aha moment? कुछ चमका क्या? Which is like, wow, I need to do more of this. This is why I need to do more of this. And this is why I should absolutely double down. Or was it clear that, nah, this is not for me? I think I'd love to get some unbiased, serious takes, fun stories, how it all started for you. And then we'll dig into your current loyalty stack as well. But start with your first loyalty status and story. We go from there. Dhimant, आपसे शुरुआत करते हैं.
Cool. I think for me, I think the way it started is first job, working in sales, काफ़ी travel होता था. Like, so I remember my first week of joining a company, I was traveling like 2 times a week, right? And उस time पे I think Jet Airways and Kingfisher were the OGs. So very fond memory. Like I used to work for a company called Sun. So Amex was obviously the travel partner. So that's the only company where I remember where they used to tell me कि we cannot allow you to fly on SpiceJet. We cannot allow you to fly on Indigo. You have to fly. उस time पे they used to for some reason even not allow us to fly on Air India. Like they would say कि Kingfisher या Jet दोनों में से like कैसी कंपनी हो जाए बस like life set है, right? So and you would be happy. So you would get the best flights to travel. And the aha moment came for me because before this job, whenever I had traveled, the most difficult part was to get a good seat. Right, so for me, the seat selection benefit on an airline has been the most amazing thing that I've ever experienced, honestly. Right, till date, I get very excited when I'm able to choose a seat without paying anything. Preferred seat. So both Jet Platinum and Kingfisher Platinum, I was both of them platinum on both. I had both the Amex cards as well at some point of time, and being able to choose an emergency exit seat. And being able to choose a first row seat too, because आप जब Bangalore land कर रहे हो या Bombay land कर रहे हो, reaching home fast in the night, it's a joy which is unparalleled because you get probably 5 minutes with your daughter before she sleeps. These are the things I valued the most in the loyalty status. What I have not been able to value much, and I feel that it has got like बोलते हैं ना कि beyond a point the value stops adding more value, which is let's say food. Now there is enough and more food that I already get to eat at the lounge than in the airline, and then I don't eat so much. Like I have limited food intake, right? Like Aadil, for example, I travel with Aadil a lot, right? So I also know that he enjoys food. Even I enjoy food, but like beyond the point, I am not able to strategize कि कितना खा सकते हैं, right? So for me, that's a benefit that I expect कि हाँ इधर तक ठीक है, but beyond that, like it becomes an overkill for me. Like for example, if you tell me I'll serve you good dim sums, like. And then somebody will tell me, okay, I'll serve dim sum, but I'll put a little more truffle oil because they're in first class. Or because you are a platinum, I'll say, okay, ditch it, yaar, it's okay. I can give that up.
I vehemently disagree with this.
I know that. And that's why I use the example of truffle oil specifically for that. But see, वो बोलते हैं ना कि diminishing returns का जो law होता है. Like, I'm talking about that, right? So that's, again, look, I'm a simple man.
Burgundy private वाला simple man, right? Nivas was just trying to ask you, and बहुत पतली गली से आप निकल गए conversation start करने के पहले, but we will come back to that conversation post the podcast.
If there was an autobiography of Burgundy Private card, it would say कि why does Aadil need to bring me in everything? Like मुझे माफ करो. That's the least swiped card in my portfolio.
No,
And trust
but
me.
I have to agree with Aadil on this. Question to all the audience. Take a guess, add in comments, which of us has got shoes with our own monogram on it?
Exactly. There you go. Simple man बोलता है जो I have seen at least 3 different colors of Onitsuka tiger with this simple man. बाकी तो इसके घर पे
Dude,
दिख रहा है मेरे को.
look, I was simple man was not the comment. That was not a genuine comment. That was a sarcastic comment. I was just talking about. Chalo, anyways, let's move on.
Cool. So I think the summary from Dhimant is Jet Platinum was his first. That was his first love. पहला प्यार क्या अभी भी वो पहला प्यार है?
पहला प्यार I think Kingfisher Platinum था.
Kingfisher Platinum.
Not
अच्छा.
Jet Platinum. And I still feel Kingfisher Platinum had a
Would you rate KF Platinum higher than Jet?
100%.
You know what's ironic in life? I have never flown Kingfisher ever in life.
I mean, it's the same feeling that you get when you are like welcomed by the Emirates crew in first class. The way they treat you, the staff, I remember that was the only airline जहाँ पे when you fly business class, the person who gives you the boarding pass, they accompany you till the boarding gate. Like, and that's something which you never experienced. As I have not experienced anywhere else. So, like, I felt really good. Awesome. And they would genuinely try to understand what issues you have. For example, they would say, ki, yaar, sir, you don't like the aisle seat, right? So can we give you a window seat? Or vice versa, right? So I think that's what I liked about it.
Awesome. Nivas, what's your story, man?
Oh yeah, I think even Qatar Gold, just without like on economy, actually asked me this question. I was very surprised. I was like, "Are you comfortable here?" I'm like, "You're going to move me to another seat." Right? Like I was very impressed by that. I think for me, Jet Silver was the first one.
Yeah.
And I think Marriott Silver again. It was not necessarily from stay nights, right? I had gotten the Club Marriott.
Yeah.
And also I'd done a SAS event at a Westin, and they said just as perk they threw me 10 nights, right? Like which took me to silver.
Yeah.
And only then did I even realize that there was a status play over there. Till then it was always stay at a Westin, stay at an ITC Grand Chola, or stay at a Sheraton.
Yeah.
Then when I realized, I could get an early check-in, I could get a late checkout, or even with airlines, right? Just being able to board first and not necessarily able to give up your luggage or not have to wait in the queue. I think those are my, seats are great. I hate middle seats, of course. I think I'm a Nile person. But just being able to board first, not having to lose your luggage or just getting home quicker, right? Is always my biggest win.
Getting home early is a big one
Getting
for some
home
reason.
early is very
that's
underrated.
Amazing,
Yes,
na?
very underrated.
People make fun of those. You see those memes, no? कि खड़ा होके क्या फायदा होता है flash. But I feel that like sometimes you don't understand. मेरे mind में at least वही चल रहा होता है कि will I be able to reach home before my daughter sleeps? And I think that emotion makes me try to get a flight. Although nothing happens, I mean, you all end up at the same time. So
no, especially when you take a very large aircraft as well, right? Like something like an Emirates or a Qatar, where they're probably flying 800, 900 people. If you don't have a status, your luggage is going to come after like an hour or an hour and a half, where you're literally throwing away time, right? Like especially when you land into, say, a US or so, you cannot be waiting for an hour and a half to get your luggage. Over there, the status, even with a card or with points, just makes like a lot of sense. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I think Aadil had mentioned this in one of his earlier podcasts, right? Like just landing at 7 a.m. in the morning and getting into that room is a very underrated thing, right? And earlier I used to take a lot of Airbnbs. But then till 3 p.m. in the US, I had to be lying around somewhere or going to the railway station, leave my luggage.
Exactly.
That is not worth it.
I'm not trying to defend what I just said, but see, I'll tell you, with the food thing, comment also comes from that reason. I don't know when I land at the airport. I don't know at that time, am I ready to eat, right? For example, a lot of times, I remember Abu Dhabi, I entered the business class lounge at 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, I have a status, there is so much good food, but I'm not ready to eat that food, right? I am not in a state where I can enjoy that food. So I would probably do it because of pressure, saying कि यार मुझे taste करना है, मैं वापस पता नहीं मिलेगा, chance नहीं मिलेगा. And this used to be during the times when, that pre-clearance used to happen at Abu Dhabi. So I used to fly Etihad all the time.
You land into the domestic
and the time was same. You'll always end up being at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You're like, okay, ठीक है, मतलब अभी कोशिश कर ही लेते हैं. And they would have fantastic dim sums, by the way. They're the best dim sums and the best hummus and all of that. Like, amazing.
I think the very underrated thing is just the accessibility to restrooms as well. Right? Like when you have status.
Showers,
it is a very underrated thing. Oh yes, showers of course, right? Where most of, even though it is a Qatar airport or it is, right? Like they have very limited number of availability of restrooms. And when you land after a 16-hour flight, you're going to have to access, like just to wash your face or things like that. The queue just lines up really badly. And when you know that you have access to a lounge, that cognitive load just goes away. Right? Saying, oh, where is the most, like less of it. It is a very underrated thing.
I am 100% sure that, see, I think we have covered a lot of functional stuff. I'm sure you will cover a lot of emotional stuff as well, right? Because this is two parts to it, right? This is the functional part. Like what we are talking about right now, seat selection, the luggage, it's all functional, right? But then there are things that play around with your psyche, right? Like, पक्के से.
Absolutely, we'll come to all of that. आज तो मतलब this topic is दिल के करीब. I am going to reveal a lot today. Yeah, I think this will be fun. Ameya, start with you, yaar. What was your first status ever? With whom? Why? Is it still close to your heart?
No, it was a very incidental one. The first one was a Hilton silver.
Hilton of all things.
So business trip, and I go in and she's like, hey, do you want a membership? I'm like, okay. I created the membership.
This is when? 2011 when you joined LinkedIn?
I didn't join. I was in college back then.
You were in college. This was NIT or IIT?
This is IIT at that time.
Okay.
Yes. But anyway, 2016 and 2016 international trip and finished the work trip, came back, and then the email
Dude,
comes.
You were in IIT in 2016.
I graduated in 2014.
It just makes me so old, yeah.
Both of you, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you, Nivas.
Thank you.
Cool. Sorry, please proceed.
But so 2016 I had this trip, and then I come back, and then a few days later in the email they're like, hey, you are silver status. I'm like, okay, now what do I do with this? Hilton's few and far between in India. I didn't necessarily have any trips planned where I could have used it. I remember I ended up using it for buying something on Amazon US and redeemed it for this, because what do you do with it, right? You don't know much about it. But then I think the first real introduction in some sense really for me came with Qatar Gold. I'd been holding the Infinite card
Access
since
Infinite.
I think 2019, 2020, like long ago, I think way before COVID. And the gold status was really, really nice for a bunch of things over there. I think the two things I appreciated the most was the priority boarding and the priority baggage, both sides of things. So priority boarding, obviously in India, you do understand, we do know that, whenever boarding a flight, everyone decides to queue up as though if you don't get in the queue, you're going to miss the flight. Yeah. And the thing I hate the most is, getting into the crowd and trying to, fight in order to board. I mean, get in a queue and board peacefully, man. But then you come to the flip side that, one of the things that I hate the most is the fact that, okay, I want to, once I get out of the airport, I want to get out of there early. I don't want to necessarily spend too much time. And then the problem is that if you don't board early, then what can happen is you don't have place to keep your luggage, or you have to keep your luggage somewhere far away. These are all convenience things. These are all practical.
They'll ask you to check it in also at times. Yeah.
So then both sides of things, right? So in case you don't have any luggage that you are carrying for check-in, this helps because you get into the plane early, you keep the luggage next to your seat, you're sorted. When you get out, in case you do have luggage checked in, it comes in early. You get out and get out of the airport really fast. So I think both of these things are very handy.
That actually reminds me of something very interesting. So me and Aadil were on the same flight yesterday, and we got the bus this time. We didn't get the Aero Bridge, which is very strange at T2 because it rarely happens. And it was raining, and that reminded me of my early days, right? Travel pe, because first you are so tired. Bombay mein land karna. I was in Bombay at that point. Bombay mein land karna itna mushkil hota hai because your flight is revolving around because of traffic, and then suddenly you see yaar bus hai. The status was amazing. Like in the beginning, Kingfisher used to send a red-colored BMW for the business class passengers, and the platinum guys. I mean, they switched it off immediately, I think, because of cost pressures. But even they had a separate bus. The bus would come they would first take only the 8-12 passengers that are the status holders and the business class guys, and the bus would go. Then the next bus would come. So even that, like I think the airlines know this psyche that people want to get out fast. That's a very big thing, and I think that works a lot. I feel.
No, but I want to clarify from my end. It's purely functional, right? I think the inconvenience of dhakka bukki in a queue, I'd rather not have. If people were to queue up nicely, I have no issues there. It's like, a good friend of mine, he has a very interesting analogy. He's like, our flights are like Indian public toilet. People who are outside are desperate to get in. People who are inside are desperate to get out.
Cool.
आप बताओ, what status is special to your heart? Right now, I know that you are binging on Starlands Gold. But is there a story behind this? How did you start on this? How did you become the Aadil that we all know of? बताओ आपका origin story.
यार पहले तो first story was Jet Airways, much like Nivas, because I used to work at LinkedIn many years back, and there was significant travel involved. Largely domestic, a few international flights, but largely domestic. तो उसके लिए I would prefer flying on Jet Airways. And just by virtue of flying, got to silver and eventually made it to platinum. Just by flying. No card program used to get you gold or platinum back in the day. Like, gold, there are shortcuts today.
Amex card came late, is it?
Amex card
Much
came
later.
Much later. The Jet silver.
But by virtue of flying, went from silver to eventually platinum. I remember the first time when I reached gold, they gave us what you call 2 upgrade vouchers, complimentary upgrade vouchers. There used to be nothing called premium economy back in the day. There was economy and there was business class. And you remember every single time you're entering the plane, you will see those 8 people sitting in business class and you're walking past them. Sala, mera number kab aaya? Right? So you're walking past them, but you're going and Jet is treating you nicely. You get your free choice. I think certain things have become very important to me over time. You all already spoke about this, but I am a huge fan of one premium check-in. So for example, today, Digi-Yatra is the most unbelievable thing that happens in India, right? You go, it scans your face, you don't need to show ticket, you don't need to show Aadhaar, nothing. You go, you just walk in and waltz into the airport. The next thing you see is there's a big queue. Now, even though you're flying economy, if you have status, then you can just go and check in from business class.
Oh, that's
it's
something...
a huge time saver.
No, but that's not something which is so common, by the way. Like, Bombay doesn't allow it. Like, if you are a gold or a platinum holder, you cannot go to the business queue. Delhi doesn't allow it. Like,
No, I'm not talking about security.
Oh, you're not...
I'm talking about check-in.
Check-in is fine, yeah.
I'm talking about check-in. So check-in, this is a big deal, right? Because normally there are crazy number of people who are trying to check in. Like yesterday, you and I were at the airport. You saw the Air India queue. It was insane. But you and I happily walked into the gold counter and the business class desk. And there was nobody there. Checked in 5 minutes, done. There's a huge advantage. Security, I think they've not solved for it yet. But US may, like if you have TSA pre-check, or if you have global entry, this is solved for you.
By the way, if you have status with a particular airline, they'll put you on the priority check-in security lane.
Correct.
In the US.
Like I said, this is possible in the US. India mein nahi hai, lekin aayega eventually over a period of time. Next is, like Ameya said, priority boarding. Very important, right? The beauty of it is you can do it anytime. Like agar you're in the lounge and you're finishing a meeting or you're indulging in some good food, last mein board karo. Lekin agar time hai aur jaldi jaake baith jana hai, you go first and you board. Bags out first, supremely underrated perk, right?
That's not
last bag aane mein 20 to 25 minutes lag jayega. But your first bags out are first bags out. So I think like it matters a lot. All of this, imagine you were experiencing in maybe 2014, 2015, which kind of makes you addicted to it. The first aha moment was when I got that voucher. Bola, ye voucher kya hai? Like, and there was no system called call. This was like you walk into the desk. 3 hours before the flight. Jet had this rule. 3 hours before the flight.
Lesser than 3 hours.
Lesser than 3 hours before the flight. And so long as 3 hours, and if there's availability, you would get to board. And this interesting thing happened where I got gold and I got to platinum really quickly. I had not utilized those benefits for whatever reason. There were 3 of us. Me, Rakesh, and a friend of ours called Priya Seni. We were at LinkedIn. We were flying in from Delhi to here, okay? So we wanted to use the 3 vouchers, spoke to this woman, and she was like, sir, well, you all are 4 hours before, mere ko time lagega. I have 3 seats, but I can't give it to a single member, all 3, for whatever policy reasons. We spoke to her nicely, and she gave us. And the 3 of us who have never flown business class in our lives in 2015 are happily sitting in a Delhi, Bangalore, and chatting and gappa maroing and having the time of our life. But it was a fun
Yeah,
moment.
but something unique about his stories, right? All stories start with say कि हमने कोशिश किया जाके and ये हो गया. Like all his stories.
अगर किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो, that's the line, right? The next aha moment for me came in 2019, and this has never happened to me. This is the only time it's happened to me. I was still Jet Platinum, and my CEO Vijay, he said, "Aadil, New York जाते हैं, and let's do a business trip. I want to do about 8 to 12 meetings. So plot these together and let's go and come." And he knew I was the travel guy. So kar lena bookings, whatever. But bhai, economy, we're still a startup. They're like, obviously Vijay, pata hai. So I worked and I was like, we'll fly only jet. And when I booked, he was like, Aadil, yaar, itne achhe international airlines hain. And there could be so many. Is there a reason why you book jet? I was like, yaar, I'm Jet Platinum. We have status perks. Ye sab milega. So he was like, okay, makes sense. Good. So we went to New York, Bangalore to Frankfurt in Jet Airways, and then Frankfurt to New York in Lufthansa. अब आते वक्त we have come back from again New York to Frankfurt in Lufthansa, and we are now going in to check in for the Bangalore 10-hour leg. Gate पे जाते ही error. And she said, "Can you step aside, sir?"
I love that error. I love that error. Yes.
So, can you step aside, sir? And Vijay is looking at me. क्या हो गया? मैं बोला विजय, आज दिल के सारे अरमान पूरे हो जाएंगे. Let's just hope what it is. And he was like, अच्छा, he had no clue what I was mentioning. So he stepped aside. She tore the boarding pass, and I could see Vijay. I could literally see Vijay's eyes. कि क्या हो रहा है? And she issues a new boarding pass. Like, Mr. Bandukwala, thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your loyalty. We've upgraded you to business class. And I was like, भाई, एक पास को किया या दो? Because I don't want my CEO to travel economy. But
Also, I don't want to give my seat to him.
but it was a single PNR. Right? So she upgraded both of us.
Nice.
This is fascinating. And Vijay didn't have status at that time. He had just started, he used to not collect points. He was not introduced to the concept. So he didn't have status. So he was like a base member.
He's not only getting upgraded from silver to gold to platinum, he's also getting promotions in office faster
So
because
now,
of this.
he didn't realize what the fuss was all about. I was beaming from year to year. ऐसा लग रहा था कि I have struck gold, right? And he was like, Aadil, इतना भी क्या है? मैं बोला, आप चलो तो सही अंदर. And we got, and then we are sitting. He's like, yeah, Aadil, it's a good seat. It's a little more spacious. बोला, रुको जरा, सबर करो. And then I pressed that button, and it reclined 180 degrees. And he was like, wow, this is value. मैं बोला, अब देखो menu आएगा. And then the courses of food started coming. And I think he also discovered loyalty. And then, he also started falling in love with jet and started flying jet. So that was my first business class experience. And that will always be special. Your first domestic business and your first international business.
forget.
And your international business when you're not using miles or revenue, but it's a complimentary upgrade at the gate.
Is the most
That
loved
error,
error. Every time when the boarding pass ticks green, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Could have been
okay, I'll walk in, right?
Also, by the way, very interesting thing. So I told Ameya also this. I was sitting when I went last time on a business class flight. I was sitting next to an Air India personnel, right? So some senior folk next to me. So we were just chatting about Air India plans. And one thing I was asking him, कि ये upgrades का क्या funda है? So one thing I realized is, and again I'm not suggesting anyone to try this, but if you are a status holder and if you are on a middle seat, you get the first priority to be upgraded. I didn't know this. For the largest time.
Another hack.
नहीं ये hack नहीं है. I am not recommending this.
नहीं कल आपने क्यों नहीं लिया फिर वो मिडिल सीट?
नहीं कल तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं था ना.
नहीं वो इमरजेंसी एग्जिट में मिडिल सीट आपको दे रहा था. You took the middle seat.
I took the middle seat.
But नहीं हुआ कल.
I've spoken to another airline personnel. They've given me this, and it's actually worked 3 or 4 times. Right?
Okay.
The Chennai to Dubai leg is where I don't have to clear immigration or anything, right? It's anyways a layover flight. So I always take the last few seats. The reason why airline pushes you to the front is because you're already filled on economy, and the business is empty. So just to balance the flight, apparently they'll move you to business. I've gotten business upgrade from Chennai to Dubai multiple times just because I obviously had loyalty. But at the same time, just in the last few rows of this thing, apparently to balance is what Someone told me.
No, but Jet was very vocal about this, and they would say this, right? Remember, because when you are a status holder, they talk to you very often. Like people talk to you, right? And they would say that we have clear instructions. That it works very simple. Like if you are a business is empty, we will upgrade you. So
If the economy is full.
no, that's not how Jet used to operate. So Jet was very clear about the policy. Their business flight will not go empty. So sometimes what they would do is, and I'm sure you have experienced this, they will tell you, I'm giving you the seat, I don't have the food. Because business foods are prepared as custom, so you may not get food. You end up getting anyways because there is some extra food parcels they carry for the crew and all that. But they'll give you good food. But at least, again, I know that a lot of airlines do not have this policy. Like for example, Vistara didn't work that way. Vistara, even if they let a business go empty, they would let it go empty. But Jet never used to let, at least in the early years, they never let it go empty. Like, that's at least my experience.
That's round one, which is our first pehla प्यार है. S.P. Balasubramaniam, if you remember. पहली बार है. आपका तो पता नहीं. हाँ, आप कौन सा गाना गा रहे हो बताओ. गाओ जरा.
We've never heard you sing this.
थोड़ा तो कोशिश तो करो.
आगे बढ़ते.
अच्छा वो है क्या? दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा. Is that the one?
Yeah, I'm a big Bollywood freak, you know that, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, when I was small, I used to love even Baba
अरे
Sehgal
तो
songs.
अरे बाबा सहगल.
Control. The
Boss,
Chennai
what a
guy
guy, man.
in me is going to come out and say, hey.
I follow him on Twitter
Baba
even
Sehgal
today.
everything, but-
He still does his poetry and raps and all random stuff he comes up with. He's so
You remember that
awesome.
song? Dil dhadke mera
Dil
dil dhadke koi nahi. And then the rap would start. Koi nahi janta hai. Like,
Yes.
amazing guy. And then Apache Indian used to be there. So,
Oh
like,
yeah, Apache Indian was epic, right? Which was the epic song by Baba Sehgal?
This was on Dil Dhadke. Then there was Thanda Thanda Pani. Then there was that movie song Aaja Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja.
Aja Meri Gaadi Mein. That was the one,
can
man.
trust me to know all the
What
damn
great
songs.
vibe. See, Nivas is like giving me looks right now. It's like, what the heck are you guys
मैंने
talking
इनको
about?
बोला था, मुझसे
I
पूछ
have...
लिया था.
First of all, you're talking in Hindi so many times. I don't understand a bloody word. And you're talking about Baba Sehgal. Who's Baba Sehgal is what he's saying, right?
He's the bald guy, right? Yes. Is he the one?
Come on, this is not
That's
very
the...
Have you ever heard this song? Aja meri gaadi mein baith ja.
Yeah, the...
Aja meri gaadi mein baith
Rocky
ja.
और रानी का.
Long drive लाएंगे.
Miss 420. नहीं क्या था?
No, Rocky और रानी का...
चाची 400. नहीं?
It was, I remember Anu Malik and Baba Sehgal.
एक मिनट. See, another guy is also thinking what is happening, which is Ameya. He doesn't identify with your and my generation. कौन है बाबा सहगल? मैं तो... I think you were in school probably by then. But
You're about 95 or 93 or
90, man.
90. But yeah, you were probably like
But
6
irrespective,
years
I don't
old.
think I have listened to too much of this anyway.
No, but I genuinely feel the 90s pop era was another thing. Like, it was like Alisha Chinoy, Apache
Made
Indian,
in India.
Khatarnak, like it was a different level altogether.
So what we'll do is we'll get into round 2 now. Okay? So we spoke about nostalgia, which was our first. Let's talk about what is our current bay. What is it that we really love and why? And we'll break it down. So thoda structured रखते हैं. Let's talk about first airlines. Then we'll move to hotels. After we've done airlines and hotels, are there any other programs which are non-airline programs or non-hotel programs that we enjoy status with? And how has that helped? Why has that helped? There could be lots of exciting ones. So we'll get into that. But शुरू करते हैं airlines से. Let's talk about our current airline stack. Maybe Nivas, we'll go with you first. So tell us, what is your current airline stack?
I think I used to have the Access Vistara Infinite, which obviously gave me the Vistara Gold.
Yeah.
I loved it. I terribly missed the airline.
Do you still have it? You don't have it?
I have it.
You still
have it. It
Okay,
has
great.
become a lifetime free, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
They've
but
made
the
it a
status
lifetime
will be
free.
with you hopefully till end of
Till
next
end
year.
of whenever the card expires for me. Right, so that gave me Star Alliance Gold. I loved Star Alliance Gold as much as I traveled with Air India / Singapore Airlines. I've been because of work travel, became Emirates Gold.
Yeah.
Actually, not just because of work travel, but I also have the ICICI Emirates Emerald, Aadil's, I think one of his favorite cards.
Yeah.
That automatically gives you silver status, which is very, very rare.
Correct.
And I think the beauty of the silver status with Emirates is the access to the Dubai business class lounge.
Correct.
Which is very, very underrated.
Yeah.
And I think one of the few airlines which I've never seen it in anyone else is the ability to board from the lounge.
Yes.
right? That ability is just massive. You don't have to go down, search for your gate again. You can just, the entire lounge is placed in such a way that your second floor of the entire airport is filled with just lounges, right? So you can just board majority of the gates, not all gates. Majority of the gates you can board from the lounge. But the sad part is they'll send you back to economy, but it's still boarding from the lounge is great. I used to have Emirates Gold. Now I don't travel that often anymore. I've kind of come back to Emirates Silver just because of having the card. I think the other most recent acquisition, thanks to you folks as well, is from Accor Platinum to Qatar Gold. That's a beautiful story / acquisition, and because just quickly breaking it down for the audience, if you have Accor Platinum, if you take one revenue flight with Qatar, you automatically get matched to the Qatar Gold status, which is great because, again, priority boarding, extra luggage, seat selection, multiple things, right?
Nivas, do you know what is that quota thing, or is that a quota? Because we were discussing this.
Yes,
Remember,
yes.
like, is there a fixed quota for the year, or
there is apparently a fixed quota, but I just got upgraded, so I'm assuming that quota is still not gone. I think for the Qatar Silver, they have about 5,000 or 6,000 number of matches that they could globally, correct, technically that they can do. And I think for the gold it is about 3,000. But I don't think a lot of people have Accor Platinum or are actually flying with Qatar as well, or maybe not everyone is aware of this. Everyone is aware of it as well.
How long is this valid, Nivas?
I think for a year of your so it says July 20th till 2026, which is great, right? Like, even if my Accor gets downgraded, my Qatar still resides with Privilege Club Gold. The other very underrated thing with any of these Middle Eastern, or once you attain gold, right? When you say, hey, welcome back, Mr. Ravichandran, right? At the airline, the aircraft, as well as on the seat, they'll come and personally greet you, and everyone else is looking at you, right? Like, who is this person? It obviously feels very special. I think those are the three that I have. Obviously, because of my Marriott status, also I have United Silver, but that's just to avoid paying for baggage fee, because the US domestic is always $35, depending on how many luggages you're carrying. So that, and also if you have the same PNR with another colleague, they also don't get to pay. So that is very beautiful for United Silver, but I think those
they have this saying which we made up yesterday. We said, either you have a platinum charge, or you travel with somebody who has a platinum charge. You have Star Alliance Gold, or you travel with somebody who has Star Alliance Gold. That makes your life easier.
You are looking and hinting at me, but we are still sitting with someone who proudly holds a platinum charge. गौर से देखिए इस इंसान को, इशारे यहाँ कर रहा है, खुद के बटुए में ये platinum charge लेके घूम रहा है.
Yeah, I have the platinum charge as well. I think I'm going to renew, but we can go into that.
That makes two of you.
Yeah.
You know, see, there are some things that money can't buy.
Yeah.
For everything else.
There's MasterCard, not Amex.
That's okay. But still, देखो, there are certain things that दिल को छूती हैं. We will talk into that. I think that's
I will talk to you when they offer you 10,000 rupee renewal benefit, and then we'll talk.
We'll come to it. So I'm sure
charge with
like
10 is a very small number, but there is a story around it. But
let's get into it. Let's get into it.
No, I think because I had one large US trip happening, and a lot of my friends had asked me to buy stuff. Back then, I also knew that Amex, when you do, obviously the forex is slightly higher. But when you do international spends, you get 3x the
3x,
points.
correct.
Right?
Correct.
So I had planned like a bunch of. I knew I had some large spends coming my way, so I had actually accumulated all of them and kind of did some of the spends on that card. So I'm going to get the renewal benefit as well, right? And also, I think the US is great with Amex. The access to the Centurion lounges in the US airport is another class. I mean, the Delhi and the Mumbai don't even, they're not Centurion lounges technically, right? The one in Atlanta or the one in SF, they're slightly further, but they're just massive, right? And in the morning, they are offering you mimosas right? They're offering you like custom-made breakfasts, and there is a chef who's preparing you great burritos, right? All of those things are just very underappreciated, especially because the United lounges, as well as all the lounges in the US, domestic, are very notorious, right? First of all, if you have just United Gold, they will not allow you apparently. If you have Gold with another airline, they'll allow you for domestic. It's a very bizarre thing, but US domestic is a pain if you don't have any status or any lounge, because the food at the airport honestly is bad. And the second thing is, if you go to any of the seated places, you have to spend like a lot of money, and you're always thinking of, okay, what do I order? How long will it take? Will the flight board before? Especially traveling for work, it is too much of cognitive load that and also worst case, I'll have to probably buy something from a Wetzel's Pretzels and just grab it, which is not healthy. So it just puts
the way I think about it, like we keep bantering about Amex Plat Charge, I feel it's important to time it right. I feel that you need to figure out which of the years you're going to travel a lot to areas like US, for example. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I think my hatred or my like banter comes from the only reason that like you can't like just buy it because others are buying. Just evaluate your own, do your own research. It makes a lot of sense, I feel, if you have that plans in place. Like, I mean, see, most of us got that 1.3 wala, 1.35 bonus ke liye we got that card, right?
The
And
1.35
everybody
lakh,
assumed, we were talking in that one of the other sessions that there's a new movie coming up, Scam 2023, which is the Marriott 30% scam, which never came, right? So, like, don't buy it for just one or two small reasons. Like, evaluate and do your own research.
No, I think also spending it at the 1x doesn't make sense, right? Like the Amex Plat Charge. You have to obviously spend it at either the rewards multiplier or the rewards accelerator. If you're able to convince you and your family to spend on Tata Click, or because I was flying Air India for my personal reasons as well.
25%.
25%, right? I had a trip to Singapore. Booked a ticket for like, we flew business because we were flying with a 1-year-old.
But Nivas, you know, it's very strategic as well. Like,
It
for
is
example,
absolutely
what you're saying, right?
correct.
Dhimant, like for me, it makes sense. I'll tell you why. I do 2 or 3 trips to US guaranteed a year. I do a London trip a year guaranteed. I know I want to fly only Emirates, right? Now you think about what Nivas said, right? If you're booking on Tata Click or Air India on one of those reward multipliers, you get 25% because 10x, right? But that 25% is not 25% for me. That 25% is 12.5% Emirates for me. Now, आप मेरे को बताओ, who will allow you to earn 12.5% on Emirates? Show me one program in the world that allows you. It's impossible. And that 12.5% on Emirates is it is unparalleled.
Even the 25% on Marriott, though the point you don't do the point to currency conversion, right? Then all of that is not going to necessarily add up every time to your
so
favor.
even if you think about it, right, Nivas? So for example, let's say you're spending 1 lakh, and let's say you're doing it 4 times a year for work reasons, for some other reasons, whatever.
You get the lakh
right?
points.
Think about it. You will get 1 lakh Hilton. Now, in 1 lakh Hilton, you can do Waldorf Astoria. Waldorf Astoria is one of the world's most luxurious properties. So normally people don't think about transferring to Hilton. The most obvious answer is Bonvoy. So think about what is it that you really want to do? Have you really studied this space? Do you know your way around what you want to solve for? Do you know where your routes are going to optimize or yield the maximum returns? Based on that, I think it's phenomenal. You're talking about the lounge, and you spoke about the Emirates lounges, and you spoke about the Centurion lounge in the Bay Area, and then you spoke about Atlanta, right? I'll tell you my favorite lounge. Now, it just got devalued last year, by the way. I would never go into Centurion lounge. I would go into the Virgin Atlantic lounge. That was by far my favorite lounge. Why? One, beautiful access to the tarmac. Planes coming in.
This is in which airport?
I think it's San Francisco.
SFO.
If I remember correctly, it was San Francisco.
Yeah.
So, when you go there, this was the only lounge that allowed you to order a la carte food back in the day. A la carte food in the US is a very different thing. No lounge offers it, okay? And they would have like a proper menu for salads, for entree, and then main, and then dessert. And you could order whatever you want. And literally, the chef could come out and meet you if you made a request. Now, it happens often in Asia. US में नहीं होता है,
Yeah.
right?
US में-
So, I wanted something specific that day, so I requested the server, can I see the chef? He's like, of course, sir, let me call him for you. And he gave me a menu. Oh, menu dekhiye. Now, I knew I wanted to go that lounge because I'd done enough research. And I went 4 hours before, just because I wanted to spend time in that lounge.
But they generally
No,
don't
I
allow
don't
you
drink.
3 hours prior to the boarding, no?
इसको allow करते हैं.
नहीं, देखो. So, I went 4 hours before. मैंने platinum charge card दे दिया, boarding pass दे दिया.
Yeah.
They allowed me. I don't know why they allowed me. I went. I had a great time, by the way. So, guess what I ordered? Of all things,
Eggs Benedict.
no, of all things in US, I said I want a butter chicken thali. They actually got me a steel ka plate, a steel ki vati, uske andar butter chicken, and probably the best paratha I've ever had in my life. मतलब मैंने इंडिया में इतने अच्छे पराठे नहीं खाए. I don't know
I've
what
had
he
some
made,
of the
how
best
he made.
Indian food in the US, by the way. Like I've been very surprised, but like
It was mind blowing, that butter chicken. And I was like, boss, pata nahi aaj kya hai, ye to jackpot hai. And then he made this amazing chocolate dessert, whatever it was. I was like, agli trip pe bhi wahi aana hai wapas. I went back on my next trip. And then they said, sir, we don't express American Express
so. This is
anymore.
the domestic lounge. Because-
International.
But why would you not go to the Emirates and why would you go to Atlantic?
Because I wasn't gold then.
Oh,
I
you were
wasn't
not
Emirates
Emirates
gold then. Because silver gets you access only to Dubai lounges.
Right.
Silver does not get you access
to the-
outside Dubai.
correct.
And while Emirates lounge is great, it still doesn't do a la carte.
I agree.
It is still a buffet.
I agree.
They
but
will
a
have
way
one
better
item.
buffet than
Definitely way better. But I would still say if I get access to Virgin today with the a la carte, I would still go to Virgin because of the a la carte. That's the only reason. But anyways, that's a good story. Your summary for the audience was, if you have Accor Platinum, you can status match by linking through your
Qatar
Qatar
Privilege
Gold.
Club.
With Qatar Gold, the only thing is if you have Accor Platinum, take one revenue flight. Doesn't matter anywhere in the world. You can even do like Bangalore, Doha. And as soon as you complete, as soon as you land, you will have achieved Qatar Gold. So that's like a great hack.
I think the other is you can even do it in different PNRs because Doha has free visa for Indians, right?
Yeah.
Like it is not even like Dubai where you have to apply. It is free
Yeah.
visa, right?
Yeah.
Like automatically you can do it. So you can even do it in different PNRs. Check out
Yeah.
and then check in and then take the, if you're doing redemptions to maybe another country.
Yeah.
But the first one, if you're able to do revenue,
Yeah.
then automatically the points you earn on the other ones also, obviously, if you're doing revenue again.
Yeah. Awesome. So with that, let's come to you, Dhimant. What is your current stack for airlines?
Loyalty stack. Before we go there, I think I want to add something for the viewers here because one of the most common DMs that we get on our podcast handle and on DMs, I'm sure a lot of you guys get this, right? कि यार क्या मुझे ये loyalty status chase करना चाहिए? Like I want to clarify one thing. Like you heard Aadil speak a lot, Nivas speak a lot about this, right? And a lot of us who chase these statuses don't get the statuses by only traveling. Right, so and some of these travels are not self-funded also. Like a lot of people travel for their work. I keep telling people the same thing, right? So there is a time in your life, for example, where you will travel a lot for work, or you may not, right? I mean, depends on that, and it gets you closer to statuses. Don't chase statuses blindly, right? So, for example, early part of my career, I traveled a lot, and most of my airline statuses come from that, right? Be it Jet, be it Kingfisher. Obviously, I jump on with my own personal travel wherever I had status, but it was not my own personal travels didn't get me the status, right? And I think it's common. For example, most of the consultants that I know, they travel so much, right? By default, they're Marriott Elite, Titanium, like all of those, right? So don't chase statuses blindly, right? Number one. Number two, for example, now I'm at a stage where because of my last 5 years of work, I don't travel international. I travel domestic a lot, right? And hence my strategy of international is कि मेरे को जहाँ पे अच्छा माइल का value मिलेगा या मुझे जहाँ पे revenue tickets are more efficient, I travel that. And hence I have not like invested in any specific airline program because for example now I can see कि next 3 years में I'm going to travel SQ a lot. I'm trying to see if I can get to SQ Gold in a way. Like that's the status that I'm chasing, right? So I don't know if Star Alliance Gold gives me that ability to maneuver that, but if it does, then I would probably chase Star Alliance Gold in a way. So that's at least my 2 cents. Coming to your point, which am I currently on? Most of the airline status are silver today. So I have SQ Silver. This is again via the route of Marriott because I had gold. I had to take some qualifying flights, similar to Accor Platinum.
4
exactly.
revenue flights.
So you have gold elite, you take 4 revenue flights, you become
So ये वियतनाम वाले से हुआ क्या?
Vietnam नहीं उसके पहले there was a work travel that I did to Singapore and I used revenue for that and I became silver. So I'm going to probably see if whichever route is easier. Air India silver से gold जाना easy है कि SQ silver से gold जाना easy. I'm also contemplating the
Apex.
yes.
SBI Apex.
Only mortal fear is to deal with SBI. So that's my mortal fear now.
Wait.
So
let's
there
talk
is
about
a-
this. What is SBI Apex? इसके बारे में बताओ.
हाँ आते हैं उसके ऊपर लेकिन before I go there I want to check with you guys if any of you guys have ideas like Ameya, if you have any thoughts around this easiest way to get from Star Alliance Silver to Gold. I have Star Alliance Silver because of IDFC Vistara and Air India I travel frequently so that I think that status will remain with me. How do I move to Gold?
So there's 2 ways. There's one way with which you spend a lot of money, and then there is yet another way.
Okay. Let's go with the yet another way.
No. First, spend a lot of money.
Spend a lot of money, I'd
because
say actually.
we want you to spend a lot of money, and then we'll come
I'll
to
swipe
yet
my
another
burgundy
way.
private.
Yet another way is for me and Ameya and Nivas. For you, let's talk about spend a lot of money.
So spend a lot of money. There's 2 ways, right? Nivas, I think you're better equipped to talk about this. Talk about both the, getting to silver to gold on Air India itself, but also the card thing that you mentioned to me some time back.
Yeah, I was okay in the beginning of the year. I was actually building my loyalty towards Air India, right? Because I had the Star Alliance Gold. I was like, hey, you know what? Air India is fighting so hard to bring the flight equation back because every time I've also faced a little bit of racism in the Middle Eastern airlines, right? Like once in a while, even though with my gold status. So I was like, hey, you know what? Screw everything. I'm gonna go build my loyalty with Air India till the AI-171 incident happened where the entire family freaked out and stopped doing that. But the math around there is apparently if you earn 30,000 tier points, so per 100 rupees you spend, you get about 6 tier miles. So literally you'll have to spend about 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs. Okay,
Which
so that's not
doesn't
happening.
make
Correct.
a lot of sense.
But Nivas, tell
Points.
me one thing. We heard a lot about the status matches.
Correct.
We heard a lot about statusmatch.com,
Yeah.
right? They keep throwing these offers. Now
Right.
I'm at Platinum, Accor Platinum.
Yeah.
Is there no status match that can get me a equivalent status in an airline, which is a association of Star Alliance? Is there no such
I think
option?
the only thing that I've heard of is the Marriott Platinum or Titanium that gives you the Singapore Silver, which you've already got. The other way is to, I think Star Alliance is holding it too close, is what I believe, because I think the Singapore Airlines ka lounge or everything is very, very superior in quality. That I think they lose a lot of money by just giving it out for status match. Even Qatar did not offer a status match just because I had it with either any of the other airlines, right? Like I kept checking, saying, "Hey, can you match me? I'm willing to figure out how to go about it." But they said, "No, these are the only one route."
Because when I started my journey, I used to always think, यार अगर एक जगह पे आप platinum बन गए, that's a great start because then you can start matching your status. But it seems that it's not that easy, right? Because you don't probably get the status in the airline that you want. Because most of the last 3 years status match options that I've seen are with random airlines, like maybe the ones that I'm never going to fly, and they are not Star Alliance ones. So
See, there is a very popular quote that I believe in. Ask and thou shall receive. पूछोगे नहीं तो मिलेगा.
100%.
आज
Like
मैंने
for
सबके सामने
example,
पूछ लिया मुझे SQ Gold बनना है, बताओ कैसे बनना
so
है.
I'll tell you what you should do and you should try it out. I don't know if it will work or not. I'll tell you what I have done in the past and how it's worked for me. Once I got the Emirates Gold, right, I wanted to figure out how I can get gold in other airlines, right? So I had to, I was thinking about flying via Oman because I was getting a very good revenue deal, okay? So मैंने क्या किया, they have a lovely program called Sindbad. So I wrote to Oman Airways saying that I am Emirates Gold right now. I'd love to, fly your airline and try and see if I can move my business to you. Is there any way you could do a status match? They said, sir, send us your Emirates Gold ka ID ka photo. Like the card ka photo, which is downloadable from the Emirates app. I sent them the photo, they upgraded me to Sindbad Gold. Then what I did was, I took that same Sindbad Gold and Emirates Gold, and then I went to Etihad, saying that, hey, I have Sindbad Gold and I have Emirates Gold. Can you status match me to Etihad Gold? They gave it to me. So the point being, ask and you shall receive. Now, have there been players who've told me no? Absolutely. I wrote to Qatar, they said no, we don't have a promotion right now. I wrote to Singapore Airlines, they said no, we don't have a promotion right now. But look at the hit rate, right? I spoke to 5 airlines, I got 2, which is great at a 40% conversion for free.
You remember this, Vistara had this, right? So Vistara mein there was a policy you write to them with any competing status. So
Yeah,
I
they
sent the
would
Jet
give it to you.
Platinum,
Correct.
and they would do it for 3 months. 3 months may experience it. I think it's a great idea. Like if you want to get somebody hooked on to SQ, give them a status for 3 months. Let them have that taste, right? Because if you take your first problem is कि जो लोग साल में एक ही बार travel करते हैं, 2 साल में एक ही, they use this and they finish it off and they never come back. So maybe that's why they don't extend it. This is a better way of doing it, I think.
Let's talk about the SBI
card, yeah.
KrisFlyer Apex card.
Yeah, so SBI has two versions of this card. One is the more like a smaller version. I don't think they have a status availability, but they have the points availability. SBI also has the Apex credit card, if I'm not wrong. It's a 10,000 plus GST fee. They obviously get the points. The points are separate, right? Like I'm talking more from a card status standpoint. If you spend 7.5 lakhs on Singapore Airlines and just with that card, you'll be able to get the gold status, which is great, right? Like because Singapore Airlines Gold is Star Alliance Gold. The one card I think that they devalued and I'm a little bummed about it is the IndusInd Avios. They could have given us the Qatar
Status.
Yeah, the One World Gold, which is phenomenal. But I think they've moved it down from that 40K pricing.
Me and Ameya discussed this, right? I think it was an exception. Even the gold status of Vistara was an exception. I don't think Air India will give any gold status to anybody because it just opens up too much of cost lines for them because it's one world, right? So in my head, I think we'll have to get accustomed to by default silver statuses. Silver also, I'm doubtful, by the way, they may do with any other card.
IDFC or any
By the way, I like that card, the Apex card. I'll tell you why I like that card.
Spend क्या करते हो बताओ?
कुछ नहीं, so simple. 10,000 रुपए भरो, 11,800 रुपए, 11,800 with GST. Okay, you get 10,000 Singapore miles. It's a perfectly legal way of buying Singapore Airlines miles. Khatam.
Beyond that
That's
also,
it.
it's a great card up to 5 lakh rupees spend annually. You get virtually, I think, 4 to 5% return.
Yeah.
With the
Is that a milestone card?
It's a milestone
It's a milestone.
So it's a beautiful
It's
card.
a
If you do
milestone.
7.5 lakhs, not on SQ, you don't get the status. But
You don't get the
what is the
status.
milestone benefit?
Nothing. The milestone is there's a milestone at 5 lakhs.
They
And
give
then
you some
there's a milestone.
additional SQ miles.
How much is it? Like that is
So
the
roughly 4 to 5%. Like it's
Got it.
equivalent to
Got
Atlas.
it.
in
Got
some
it.
sense.
Understood.
The thing is,
So,
the
I mean,
points is
it's a-
200
I would say-
8 points for 200 rupees or something like that. It's not great.
And does the government spends or those excluded
No,
categories
they're
count
excluded.
towards the milestone also? They don't count.
I don't know about the milestone, but they are excluded for sure.
It's for the regular, it's excluded. So yeah, partly you will get.
See, there are a lot of excluded spends. For example, a lot of people keep asking about rent and all these categories which are excluded from core cards. If that is an option, that may be like spending.
No, I like it simply because there were two things. One was the 10,000 SQ points, which just makes sense for me because I needed those.
Yeah.
There was a redemption coming up and I needed those, so it made sense for me. The second thing was, it has some weird, crazy tie-up with Flipkart. So again, Rakesh, my friend, was moving into a new house. He wanted a washing machine. MRP of that washing machine on Flipkart was some 75,000. After a discount, they were giving it for 52,000. Okay. Now, by sheer virtue of having this particular card, on all the other cards, they were giving a max discount of 6,000 rupees. Okay. I just randomly just put to try and see what discount I'll get. 12,500 rupees ka discount he gave. So net, he got 40K, he got the washing machine, swiped it and be done with it. So if you think about it, like that additional 6,000 kind of paid for the money that we spent.
This is what it is.
Which is like really good. Who would have thought, right? This was very random. There was no intent behind all of this, but ho gaya.
Any card, I think, can be justified if you have one big transaction throughout the year, which makes sense. Like that's how it is.
Awesome. All right, cool. So Ameya, you were talking about the non-spend way of getting to Star Alliance Gold.
Well,
Let's talk about this.
It's not really non-spend, but I'll go through the strategy. Right, it's a little bit of an advanced one. I like to personally call it the Bali Ka Bakra strategy.
Okay.
For all people listening who don't get the language as well as Nivas, it's the
Thank you.
sacrificial lamb.
The Bakra part I understood.
The
so
sacrificial lamb.
The sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, we have it in Tamil as well. Like what is it called? Bali Aad. So Bali is like a
Same.
common thing. Aad is goat. So Bali Aad.
Sure. So here's how it works, right? So typically with most airlines, the upgrades only come basis your tier points, right? Now there is this one Star Alliance member called Egypt Air. They have a program called Egypt Air Plus. Now Egypt Air Plus, the beauty of this program is that you can create a family pool. And within the family pool, all the tier points that get collected get collected to the head of the family. Now, it actually works out beautifully for me because my wife's company is very generous with her business travel. They let her fly business class, so she doesn't need the status anyway. But
So
then
you make her travel Egypt there
No, so we pool the points into the Egypt Air account. And so all the tier points earned per her travel actually comes in towards me. And then
So she flew what airline for a recent trip now?
so she had a combination of Lufthansa and United,
And both were Star Alliance, so you credited to Egypt.
Egypt Air Plus.
Got it.
And then those become tier points into me. Also, recent Air India trips that we had taken for our flight mode events, all of that goes into
So,
it.
so this is the double dip king that you're talking about, right? He's double dipping into the wife's points also, which is so good.
But do you have to take at least one flight with Egypt Air or something?
Nothing like that. So it's
wow.
you
Then
want the
it's a-
Egypt Air Gold
You just need
status,
one-
which
you-
is also equivalent to Star
You
Alliance.
just
Yeah,
need
which
a,
is
yeah, you need somebody traveling and a company funding that travel. That's
Yeah,
it. Then you can strategize it the right
No, but
way.
see, this
Most
is
of the
a smart
airlines-
way of collecting tire points
True,
on
true.
somebody else's
No, but
travel.
this actually
That's
works out
fantastic.
beautifully for family trips, right? Like, I mean, I'll just give you the rough maths, right? So,
people traveling maybe.
you need 30,000 points for silver, which is equivalent to Star Alliance silver. You need 60,000 points for gold. Now, Egypt Air's mileage or tier point collection is strictly miles based. So, literally, you travel 100 miles, you will get 100 points.
Got it.
So, let's just do the rough maths, right? Like, say, radius of the Earth is how much? 4,000 miles. So round trip around the world will be 12,000 miles, give or take, right? So one economy flight that is, probably to say America
US
and back
or, yeah.
is going to get you like 12,000.
And 4 people traveling will just do it.
Yeah, so 4 people traveling will almost take you there. If you're traveling business, you get a 1.5 times multiplier also. So that is there. Plus,
But which flights can you book on Egypt Air?
you don't book on
Any-
Egypt Air. You book
Ah,
wherever
I mean,
you want to.
Not Egypt Air Metal. I'm saying on Egypt Air program, which flights do you book?
Star Alliance, any Star Alliance. So that
All
even
Star
your
Alliance.
Air India
And it has
flights
got
within
good
India.
like mileage, availability, all of that for Star Alliance, Egypt Air.
For redemptions.
Yeah, yeah.
I have not done a redemption yet, and it's supposedly very painful. You need to call them up, and it's the whole customer
Like
care.
Aadil always says कि मतलब कुछ तो मिलने के लिए कुछ तो पेन तो लेना पड़ेगा.
पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, but I mean, I really feel that for a lot of people, especially people who are, going to travel with families or, making that trip, say 4 people are traveling, and this thing just pays for itself.
I also sometimes what I do is when I'm evaluating a like loyalty program, I also think about the pain that I'm going to. I'm okay to invest in the pain, but the returns cannot be only for 1 year. Like for example, if I'm able to juice it for 2-3 years, then I want to take that pain and do that because like I said, SQ का भी 3-4 plans है. That's why I'm chasing it. Otherwise, like एक trip के लिए मैं
वो
chase नहीं करूँगा.
possible है. The point is till you don't get
Exactly,
that
I
status,
agree.
right, तुम उसमें नहीं घुसोगे. I'll tell you, for example, if you figure out a way to get Star Alliance Gold, you can use it closer to the expiry of that status
100%.
to match it to somebody else.
100%.
Then you get that for 1 year. उसके end पे आप उसको दोबारा status match करो, right?
No,
But
but
I'll-
at this
but I'll tell
point,
you-
right? So Egypt Air gives you 2 years. So that's another good thing about the status. The other thing, and I'm actually going to allude to the point, Aadil, you briefly mentioned. So a lot of airlines will let you do status matches, right? So I'll talk about one popular one that's there out there. So Turkish has been running it for a while. And the idea works like this, that I believe they work with Air India Gold as well. So for all those people who got Air India Gold through
Starlines, yeah.
the Vistara card and then want to extend it for a year, how it works is that you have to write to them initially, and then you need to fly at least one
Turkish
flight.
Revenue ticket.
And that gives you an extension of your status for another year.
Adil, when are you going to Istanbul?
That's amazing.
When are you going to
As
Istanbul?
soon as my Star Airlines is close to expiry, we shall do Istanbul.
but-
Yaar, I love the Adana kebabs there. What kebabs, what baklava. It's incredible. That place you should go just for food.
But I'll tell you,
Forget everything else. It
Turkey
is-
food is like delicious.
I'll tell you what. There is the Grand Bazaar, which has 4,000 shops. 3 days there, 3 full days, and I was not enough. I wanted more. It is such an amazing city, by far.
I love
one of the
it.
best places.
It's
So
very
it's
good
a
place.
beautiful city, and the food also, but so much. Even it's a surprisingly vegetarian friendly place.
Yeah.
So much nice food. Like I don't know if you had this thing called I don't remember, kumpir. Kumpir is like essentially you take these really big potatoes, you steam them, and then you put fillings, so
Yeah.
including cream and beans.
this is a
and-
jacket potato equivalent of the UK.
Yeah, but the
but
thing
a
is
bit
that
of more
the-
masaledar version
हाँ,
of
exactly.
it.
Americans will make it bland,
Not
Brits will
American.
make it
UK.
bland.
UK,
Yeah.
this is like so bland I couldn't
Yeah.
eat it, man.
Have you
like,
seen the YouTube channel Spud Brothers?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
But these people will add like these pickled chilies and delicious.
But I'll tell you one thing, Adil. I remembered this because I was talking about the people who just starting to get their first status. I feel just like there are vicious circles, getting status is like virtuous cycles. Like once you get into one status, right, you will understand how the status games work, right? So it doesn't matter which status you start with. Get into that. Silver bhi hai, like you don't need to
But
start
I want to
chasing
close
random-
this section
Yeah,
out on a
please.
very, very practical one. That is, I think, for most people, in general, I feel hotel statuses are going to be way more valuable than
I agree with you.
airline status, especially
I
getting
agree.
started. But airline statuses, few perks are there, and it depends. Like, for example, like with respect to lounges and all, I'm like, it's okay, it's a good place to relax. Long trips, one thing I value a lot is the showers. I think that is definitely a big benefit. Baki, I really don't care so much. I think there's a few perks that are actually good here and there. Like I really like the, for example, if you have Air India Gold, they have this one perk in which if you have a flight, say in the evening, and what you can do is that within the same day, you can book an earlier flight if you manage to get there early, if seats are available.
Oh, that
That's
reminds me of
beautiful.
a very interesting story, and this is on your favorite airline. So I was flying business on Emirates to Istanbul, all topical topics. So what happened is that my meeting got changed, some issue. No, I think my mother was not well, so I had to fly back urgently. So my travel desk rebooked my flight on Emirates from Istanbul to Bangalore. And I don't know what they did. They apparently booked a second flight and they did not change the earlier flight. So Emirates has this rule, and I don't know if people know about this. If you have 2 consecutive flight bookings, for security reasons, they cancel both. When I reached the airport, both my bookings are cancelled. And at time that guy tells me, sir, you know what, there is a flight going right now, but I cannot put you on that flight because you're not Emirates Gold. But for Emirates Gold, I do this. We can do this right away. I said, dude, I can't become Emirates Gold like this. Please help me. My mother is not well. That's why I chose to fly this. They did not let me go. उस दिन मैंने ठान लिया, बोला कि यार कुछ तो बनना है. For me reaching my house to attend to my mother, I wanted that status. And then what I had to do, I had to wait throughout night at the airport. And next day morning, I took a Turkish to Delhi and Delhi to Bangalore. I reached to Bangalore later than my original flight. Can you beat that? That is the time you feel कि यार status का true value होता. And this story has left like a scar on me.
It's a haunting.
Haunting experience. And with one of the best airlines in the world. Emirates at that time was, I think, the best airline. So,
Adil will disagree on that time statement.
where?
100%. It's the best airline in the world
Okay,
today.
okay. No, it's
I
not.
agree.
I didn't.
Being
Nivas will agree with me. 200%.
Emirates.
It's a very close call, yeah. It's
Emirates
between
Gold,
between
as well as
Qatar,
Qatar
Emirates,
Gold
and
and some
Qatar,
different
Emirates, and
problems.
Singapore. It's very close, yeah.
See, agree to disagree. It's as simple as that. So all of us will have our personal favorite.
No, it's too close a battle, I think.
For me and Nivas, there is no question only. For both of us, unanimously we will pick Emirates anytime.
Sir, see, let's talk about this, right? See, हम हमेशा frameworks की बात करते हैं. I think there is a way in which you rank airlines based on people, right? People have to make their choices. For example, for me, the airport, the connectivity, the airline, the soft benefits, the hard benefits, everything adds up. It's not only one thing, right? So, for example, if I put everything together, I think it's a close call. For example, Qatar के लिए you get an X set of connectivity that opens up for you. Europe है, for example. SQ के लिए भी है, Emirates के लिए भी है. I think it is a close call. Like, that's my personal view. It's a close call.
हाँ वो आपका पर्सनल व्यू है हमारा पर्सनल व्यू अलग है
So, you are saying that Emirates a winner hands down.
For me, I'll tell you, it's hands down because of a few things. One, my work always allows me only to book economy, never fly business. But this is the only airline in the world where I can say 95% of the times I can book economy and be assured that I will upgrade to business.
Yeah, I get what
No
it is, yeah.
airline in the world will allow me this capability, okay? And I will know. And there is a sure short way of turning gold in a very affordable way.
No, see, my question was not that, Aadil. I get it. I'm saying for your use cases or your use cases, Emirates could be the best airline. What I'm trying to understand is that if I were to, as a airline enthusiast, let's call it, right?
Fair.
If you were to rank airlines today, would there be a close competition, or would you say still that for an average person who is flying across the world without a set pattern, would it be Emirates, like hands down? I'm asking, this is a question, not like
so
an
for
opinion.
me, the answer is yes. And you have to listen because the Emirates is number one because of a few reasons. The first reason is I like to fly business, but my company allows me to book only economy fares.
Got that.
But there is no other airline in the world where I can go with a 95% guarantee that I will book economy and get upgraded to business.
Got it.
One, with Emirates, I know there's a 95% guarantee because there's a way to get that. Second, defined way of getting it, and a practical way, and it's worked for me all these years. The second thing, it's easy to get Emirates Gold in my opinion. The first thing is you take the Emirates ICICI credit card, you instantly
Same
get
route
silver
that you
status, you spend 10,000 rupees and you get the silver status. Spend 15 lakh rupees in a year, of which 50,000 rupees has to be on Emirates. The rest can be anywhere. You spend anywhere. Now, if you do that, the next year you are automatically Emirates Gold. Now, here's the advantage of
But
Emirates.
this route is closed now. The card is no longer being issued.
It's
by
not
the
being
way.
issued anymore.
Yeah, just FYI, don't close it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
No, it's not.
there's no reason for me to close that. I won't
please
close
don't.
that card ever. It's a great card to continue getting your Emirates Gold renewed every year, first of all. The second thing is, what happens with Emirates Gold is Skywards as a program has something called Skywards Plus,
yeah.
which is an amazing subscription. Now, you think about it, you have to spend money on this. So, for example, there are 3 tiers. The middle tier is the best, where you spend 70,000 rupees every time you fly. And I would say get this only if you fly 3 times to the US or like 4 or 5 times to Europe every year.
Yeah.
Now, if you do that, every time you fly, on your upgrade rewards, your mileage gets discounted by 20%. So, for example, the last 3 times I've been to US, Bangalore to JFK or Bangalore to SFO, my entire upgrade journey, one way, has cost me only 45k Emirates. ये नहीं होता है दूसरी जगह
Got
पे,
it.
right? इतने सस्ते में नहीं होएगा कहीं और पे. The other thing, like whenever I am coming back from, let's say, JFK to Dubai, I will always upgrade JFK to Dubai or SFO to Dubai. Full legs, oftentimes I don't do it unless I get like the 45k, 50k sweet spot. So when I upgrade the long leg, when I'm coming back from Dubai, if the flight is on A380, 7 out of 8 times
You will
I've
get an
got a
upgrade.
complimentary upgrade. And you know it's magical? Exactly when there's 1 hour left to
Aapka
fly,
boarding pass changes.
your
Left.
boarding pass changes from green to blue. On the app,
Yeah.
it is beautiful.
You told us that, yeah.
Right? The other thing is, I will tell the story again. I'm not sure if I've said this on the aircraft. I was coming back from New York to Dubai. And when I was coming back from New York to Dubai, I went to the airport 4 hours in advance because I wanted to be upgraded to business. I was flying economy. And I didn't get it because there was one person who came before me and he took the last seat. So they said, sorry, sir, you don't have it. You go to the Emirates round, chill for a while there. And if there's something that opens up, we'll give it to you. But as of now, there's no availability in business. मैं गया उधर, I'm sitting in the lounge. She said, sorry, sir, we don't have anything for you. If something opens up, I'll let you know. I go to her like 1 hour, 15 minutes before the flight. Said, sir, there are 7 platinums who have checked in with the same request. You are a gold, so you're 8th in the queue. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you should just go ahead and enjoy your flight in economy. My heart sank. But you know, these people are so polite. Like, ठीक है, सह लेंगे थोड़ा सा, no problem. So अब गए हैं, gate पे, again you have that thing, right? इच्छा कि पूछने में क्या जाता है, gate पे पूछो. They said, no sir, it's a full flight, so sorry. Now you've entered the aircraft. The beautiful thing about Emirates Gold is, thank you for your loyalty, is the way they'll welcome you. They know who you are. There's some magical way they know who you are. Mr. Bandukwala, welcome back. Thank you for flying Emirates. Is there anything I can do for you today? Like, any chance of getting upgraded to business? Let me see, sir. They have an iPad there. I see you have enough.
They have the Microsoft tab. Yeah, attention. Yeah.
The tab, basically, right?
Correct, yeah.
They will see it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me check, sir. You have enough miles, sir, and unfortunately, it's a fully booked flight, so I can't upgrade you at this point in time. Please have a seat. ठीक है, चलो, no problem. जाके बैठ गए. अब flight take off होने से पहले, if you're a gold, they'll again come and thank you, and the head purser or the head of the crew will come and personally greet you, and she'll ask if she can do anything. Again request किया कि madam कुछ हो सकता है क्या? Said, sir, I'm sorry, it's a full flight. Like, no problem, ma'am, it's okay, we'll fly today, no problem. Can I move you to another seat? I was like, no, I'm on an aisle seat, I'm happy with this. Thank you very much. Goes away. Here's the magic. We have 45 minutes in the air. The same cabin crew comes to me like, Mr. Bandukwala, is there any chance you'd still like that upgrade? I'm like, it's been just 45 minutes. I have another 13 hours to go. I
Have you been
love it.
served your first
Absolutely.
meal?
She says, follow me, please. Takes me to the stairs. 16 Alpha. That's your seat, sir.
Awesome.
I'm like blown away. I tell her, Alice, How did you make this happen? Like, sir, forget about it. You're a gold member. We do this for you. No, Alice, I'm really curious. Please
So
tell
they
me.
moved somebody from business to first for that, is it?
There you go. She said, I bumped up somebody from business to first.
That is a lot of.
And we did it because we noticed.
Please tell me you
were-
didn't asking him, मुझे directly first में क्यों नहीं डाला? Please don't tell me you asked him.
Nahi, nahi. I was
is-
extremely grateful. I was extremely grateful. And then while walking out, I'm curious, right? I asked her, ma'am, I see that my points haven't debited yet. You don't worry about it, sir. You have a good flight.
It's a
You have-
complimentary upgrade.
You have a good time. And then till today, those miles have not been debited. You think about it. Which airline will do this for you? There is no way. I have flown enough with SQ. I have flown enough with
see,
Air
Aadil,
India.
I love your story, and I'm again being very, very honest, right? I mean, you're right. I again agree with the fact that why it becomes your favorite airline. But only trying to understand is that if I were to, like, for example, if somebody flies very often on Qatar, would you have a similar experience? I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm trying to
No,
understand.
I get it. So I am saying by virtue of my experience.
SQ, I agree, because SQ you have flown, and I think you would know the difference very well between SQ and Emirates because you have flown
I've
both
flown
equally.
Qatar as well, not to the extent of what I've flown Emirates and SQ. It's a great airline, but I don't get the same Emirates vibe that I get in Qatar. Emirates
Let's
is
get in.
special.
Let's get in Nivas. Like
I
what is-
think the economy experience in Emirates is a lot more superior to compared to just
For
the food
sure.
that they serve you, just the washroom.
That matters a lot, I
availability, a lot, right? Like because not every day you're going to fly business.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably do 1 out of 10 flights in business, right? Like comparatively, especially when you're traveling for work. But the economy experience is very critical. The things that they give you, like the amenities, all of those things, or even just the boarding experience and all of that, Emirates has just been a little higher end, right? Like the way they treat you and all those things, right? Like I'm not saying that it's a big difference, but also small things like access. Emirates gives you access to the business class lounge at Dubai airport, whereas in all other Qatar gives us access to the gold and platinum,
Yeah.
which makes us look like, hey, you know what, loyalty should be valued, right? So that is a little bit of where you know that, oh, it is not as good enough, right? And also the in-flight entertainment, very small attention to detail. Obviously, because my comparison is very recent, it's very fresh, that I was able to just compare every single pointer, but I got upgraded while coming back. I used my points to upgrade. The Q Suites is an experience, right? If you get to fly that, great, right? Like I flew SF to Dubai Q Suites. I think this was not an A380. I don't think A380 they have Q Suites. They don't have first class. They only have business class. I mean, this is my first Qatar, so it was a big deal. That experience was brilliant. They gave me that F1, loungewear and all of those things.
Correct.
Those were amazing, mind-blowing. The food, everything was phenomenal. But I'll still be like, hey, you know what? Emirates has been more thoughtful. But again, is it economical? Is it great for India, credit card, people who want to travel, points and all those things? Not really.
Perfect. Let's do a fun rating. Rank all three. 1, 2, 3. Qatar, Singapore, Emirates, both of you. First go with Aadil.
Emirates 1, Singapore Airlines 2, Qatar 3.
I was asking 3 highest. So Qatar is highest, 2 is...
No, you're
I wanted to
not.
trick
You are not going to change my answer. My answer and my loyalty is always Emirates first, Singapore Airlines second, and third you will have.
So
Qatar.
Emirates is first class, Singapore is business class, and Qatar is economic class for you.
Premium economy.
Q-Suites is a great experience, by the way. I haven't flown Qatar economy, so I don't know about it.
kidding.
But Singapore I have flown economy, Emirates I have
No,
flown
instead of saying
economy.
rank 1, 2, 3, I was saying 1 matlab first class. ऐसे बोल रहा था मैं.
यार, I think Emirates will still be number 1 for Nivas is what I'm guessing, but
अरे
let's go for it.
Let's go for it. चलो.
I think
No ifs and buts कि Q suit है तो ऐसा नहीं. Proper ranking बताओ. No justification.
one will still be Emirates.
Second?
Yeah. Second will be Qatar. Third is Singapore.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, third is Singapore.
Awesome. What about you?
No opinion, man.
What about you,
I'm
Dhimant?
like, in this
I'll tell you
lobby-
what, Ameya is like whichever credits higher tire and higher status.
No, not just that, right? But like, I heavily value time in these respects. Like, say, for example, I think all of us need to travel long distance. My US trips, I always take AI 175, go direct, single shot, get off in SF.
Bangalore to SF.
Like, I mean, for me, I think the time that we save doing this is a lot more valuable.
Amaya is our chalta firta where to credit.com.
Yeah, there you go.
For me, it would be probably Singapore first. I put the whole functional bit ahead of luxury in my head because of the Changi airport. I love the airport more than anything else. The whole connectivity, being able to walk into Singapore and like doing stuff. Second would be Emirates, obviously, undoubtedly, and third would be Qatar. Like, and I think I've done equal travel on all three. Maybe SQ a little bit more than the others, but I have not flown first though on Emirates. I think that's a bucket list which is pending for me.
Neither have I.
So that's one thing which is.
I've only seen enough videos where that virtual window and all of those things.
करो अभी
The
करो.
only first I've done is Lufthansa ever.
इतने सारे group B का क्या करोगे?
No, but I don't
करो.
think he can book first now. No?
I can.
Can,
Still
why,
Qantas
yes.
is still open.
Qantas is
Qantas
still
is still
open.
open. Oh yeah, Group B.
Yeah.
Group
so
B.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I heard that they are not allowing anymore.
If you don't have a
Qantas
status,
Qantas is working.
Till
If you
day
are-
before yesterday,
Okay.
it still worked. A friend of mine got it.
Okay.
Day before yesterday.
Okay.
It was working on
Qantas.
JAL as well for
It
few
was
months
working
back.
on JAL, but it's not working on JAL anymore. First is not working on JAL anymore.
I see. Qantas, because a friend of our show, Devansh, had tried recently,
Yeah.
and I believe he told me that it's not working.
No, it must be an availability issue.
It
If
could
you
be an
find the
availability
availability, you can.
But day before yesterday, it was a done transaction. It is booked, and
This
the
is your
person
friend.
is flying also. Yeah.
is this your friend who's flying?
No,
now?
that's a different. one.
Different-
Yeah,
different
that's a
friend.
different. one. Yeah.
But I think we're talking about chasing status, right? Like I've seen other people who travel for business or work and who actually don't even tie their membership
Yeah.
number to their airlines.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, even if you do it with your hotel, that's a very different story because OTAs don't give you the status nights or anything. But half of them will be like, no, I flew like 11 times to this and this. And they'll be like, which are you flying with? And I'll be like, no, I just let my company book. I'm like, are you not even thinking through this, right? Like, and even after standing in the queue multiple times, are you not realizing the value of what it brings to the table?
It's like unbelievable, right? I don't know why people don't sign up for DigiYatra. If you think about
yeah.
it, like when you go into it. Yesterday we were at
Common sense
Bombay
is not so
Airport.
common.
Yesterday Dhimant and I were at Bombay Airport. There is like a massive
50 log
queue,
khade the.
right, to enter from gate number 2. And you go to gate number 4,
Char
DigiYatra, and it's empty, nobody.
Have you
I'm
seen
like,
this
why
new
wouldn't you
feature
do
where
it?
from your boarding pass you can click to share to the DigiYatra?
Yeah.
Oh, that is massive upgrade.
That's my standard.
Earlier,
Add to Apple Wallet.
you had to go
share
scan
with
the.
DigiYatra.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a standard thing.
It's amazing. And now with face recognition, it's beautiful.
Hey, dude, I love this feature by the way. Like the Apple Wallet or the whatever equivalent of
Yeah.
Google Play
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
yeah.
just adding to the wallet.
Wallet.
Earlier it used to be called Pass or something.
Correct.
Like where you could add
Apple
passes,
Pass or
Apple
something
Pass or
like that,
something,
yeah.
right? I used to love that. Yeah.
Cool, chalo. We've had a good debate and a fierce one at that, like always between Dhimant and me. And we'll now move to hotels. Okay, so we've discussed airlines. Let's come to hotels. Ameya, let's start with you.
Hey, by the way, I forgot one thing. Cannot forget it.
Kya cheez?
You asked me which airline status do I hold. I forgot the most premium status that I hold.
Batao.
Indigo Tier 1. How did you forget that? How did you forget that? That's my current only highest status that I
अच्छा
hold.
एक बात बताओ. अभी we have flown at least 6 flights in the last 2 weeks. You and me and Ameya. Right?
I'm an honorary platinum member.
हाँ तो एक बार भी आपने फ्लाइट नहीं ली है वो क्यों?
I'm going on Thursday, by the way. I'm flying.
हाँ, but we are flying in the next 2 weeks at least 8 flights, the 3 of us. एक भी इंडिगो नहीं है उसके.
क्योंकि I am traveling with a Star Gold Alliance member.
ये
I'm
बकवास नहीं
traveling with a
चलेगा.
platinum charge member. I want to try with him. No. He gets me access to all the lounges.
T2,
no,
T2,
huh?
T2.
T2 and at
Yeah.
Bombay Amex Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
No, no.
Is it
See,
the Adani Lounge? No.
It is more powerful than my platinum
He
star.
has unparalleled love for the airline in blue that he's not affectionating, that he's not expressing right now.
You know the most beautiful part about Indigo, even if you have status,
Yeah.
majority of their flights are bus boarding.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like.
Dude, what I hated the most is I am a tier 1 member. I still cannot book from any other website and get the tier 1 benefit.
Oh.
Do you know that? Even if you are booking on Indigo, you are a tier 1. If you take the base fare, you do not get the tier 1 benefits. You know that? If you have to take the fare which is higher, the second fare, to be able to get tier 1 benefit.
मेरे को गाना याद आ रहा है.
यार, कौन?
तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी.
मैं वेट करूंगा जब tier 1 Indigo पे स्टेटस मैच आएगा. तब मैं गाना गाऊंगा. I promise you I will sing that day.
Because Indigo actually flies with Qatar. If they ever allow you to move those
Exactly.
blue chip to Qatar,
No, one
Avios.
second. One second. They are also going to have, they have Indigo and Accor as a partnership now.
Yeah.
Oh.
गेम है भैया, गेम है भैया.
करो अकॉर के पॉइंट्स मूव करो ब्लू चिप
अभी
करोगे
नहीं स्टेटस बाबा, स्टेटस मैच अगर कुछ निकला तो.
तुम ऑलरेडी प्लैटिनम हो.
अरे सर, कतार फॉर एग्जांपल कुड बी अ, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इंटरप्ले विल वर्क आउट. तब गाना होगा. I'll promise you I'll sing on the show.
Talking of useful statuses, you are Intermiles Platinum also, no?
Oh yes, never lifetime status of Intermiles Platinum.
What do you do with it?
Nothing. So it used to be a great hack back in the day to buy Amazon Pay vouchers at a 5% discount. And if you used your Atlas, you would get 10%
5%,
because it was a airline MCC.
Yeah.
So that was great. But they patched it. And now they stopped issuing Amazon Pay vouchers. And so therefore it
No,
makes no sense.
but for the largest period, I think till 2 years, 3 years back, every year I had never used anything, even when the platinum gets renewed, every year I would get that vouchers. Like you
500
get
rupees
500 rupees
off.
Amazon vouchers free of cost. Like milta tha.
हाँ.
Just for renewing it. Online on the
लेकिन
app.
उसमें big basket voucher में मिलता.
हाँ,
There were 6 benefits that
exactly.
you could choose.
You could choose, yeah.
One free cancellation was there.
Correct.
One upgrade was there.
Correct.
All that was
Correct.
But yeah, Jet was awesome. Then with this Inter Miles happened, I think it just lost. The biggest benefit of Jet was the partnership with Etihad.
Etihad.
You share the same
Yeah,
status, which was very good back.
Which
in
is
the day.
Vistara and SQ as well, right?
Very
Like
good.
you used to be,
Very good.
I used to get to access the Vistara, the Singapore Airlines lounge in Singapore.
Cool. So let's
Sorry, I
move.
just hijacked your hotel session.
So let's come to now hotels. In hotels, Ameya, we'll start with you. Which hotels are you currently maintaining status with? Do you enjoy the status? Are you gunning for other status? Are you happy with your current status? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I have all the ones that come with plat charge to begin with, right? So your Marriott Gold, Hilton Gold, Radisson, they give something. I've cut the card, but they continue to remain, so that's good. Marriott, I stay occasionally, especially work trips. I end up staying there, but then Marriott Gold in US and all is like virtually useless. You go into hotel, they will have board saying that, oh, you know, this hotel has got this many platinum guests, this many titanium guests, this many whatever. And then you're like, you know, okay, you know, there's like, you know, 80 people staying in the hotel with better status than you. So yeah, when everyone has a status, no one has a status, and absolutely no difference whatsoever, except for the fact that I was able to get the elevated earning rate on Marriott points.
Do you get free breakfast?
No.
No, only with platinum.
But even the breakfast that is there in the place, I'd rather not.
US में तो breakfast मतलब, no, but it actually very property dependent. One thing which I've seen is अगर gold status है, by default new properties will give you, at least not in US I'm saying, but other areas they give you like a lot of good offers in India. Like most of them add. So for example, JW Prestige Golf Share, the way they do it is, in your package, if you do not have any food, they will ensure that you get something. Like they will add the breakfast. You don't have to ask for it. And you don't have to definitely tell them that you're gold. Trust me. Like that's one thing I keep telling people. Please don't tell hotel your status. They know your status very well.
Same Sheraton Mahabalipuram. Fantastic property. You check in on points, 18,000 points a night is what I have booked and gone. And on instant they'll upgrade you to suite if you're gold and above, and they throw in complimentary breakfast. So it's fantastic.
Breakfast is not included in the points redemption.
It's not.
But they've always
Sheraton Mahabalipuram.
Yeah,
so after shooting the podcast at your house, we'll go to Mahabalipuram and then let's do that.
But the
His
miles-
house is Trident, you know that, no? We just confessed.
right. Yeah.
No, but I mean, aside from this, so Marriott, I think in India, whenever I have stayed, I think it's definitely recognized. I'll continue to keep it just for the fact that for work trips, I get to earn at a higher rate and I can make use of those Marriott points.
Got it.
Accor is the other one. I had Platinum last year, courtesy the China program, which I was able to use to its full extent with a trip as well. This year, I will likely hit Platinum too. This is more, but through the direct route, like through the status points, and not really with the China one. So,
But you have time till December 31st to rake up 60 nights, right?
no, I'm not going with nights. I'll go through points because
Points,
with the Brazil
program.
one, I get 12,000. Huh?
Are you going to renew the Brazilian program?
I think so. Yes. If anything, I'll renew it for a quarter or something at most.
Yeah, looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that would get me like 12,000 by itself, plus additional 2,000 through revenue, and I think you are sorted. Accor Platinum, I'm very very happy with in general wherever. So I think in all of my stays so far, I've never been denied an upgrade. Number one. The evening lounge is awesome. It's a great perk. And then the last thing is free breakfast. I think it pays for it. So between airline and hotel strategy, right? I think my broad point is that hotel strategies definitely add a lot more value. They add consistent value.
ROI is better, and like you can also, I think, make it over a longer period of time, kind of enjoy it. And
oh yeah, for sure. And it's consistent, right? Like you know what you're going to get. You don't need to. It's not like okay, maybe you might get upgraded, you may not get upgraded. I think for anyone who's looking to potentially prioritize, I'd say hotel status is any day.
I actually disagree on that. Like, मेरा experience थोड़ा अलग रहा है.
It depends on the persona.
Yeah.
It depends on how
no,
much
not from a persona perspective. I'm talking from a purely value perspective. So, for example, when you book an Accor hotel, sometimes you get a chance to book that packages that you have. They bring you closer to, let's say, let's say slightly more luxury stay, and you include everything. The only thing you can't get is probably a suite, because they will not probably include
So let's
a suite.
actually ask that, right? And I want to hear all of your opinions. I think I know what's Aadil's answer for sure. So the question goes out to everyone is, if you had a choice between, a certain percentage of probability of a suite upgrade versus consistent free breakfast across the board, what would you pick?
Sweet upgrade.
Suite.
I will pick the breakfast because I'm not for me, bed is a bed, right? Like majority of the times, because I'm traveling for work, right? Like I'm just generally there for the bed and the shower, right? Like very rarely am I in the room for majority work. If I'm with family, of course, right? Like, I mean, a good suite room upgrade and all of that. But those are only for those type of stays. I'll prefer the breakfast. The reason why I'd appreciate the breakfast is because I don't have to think of where to have my breakfast. And I might have calls in the morning or things like that, where I can just go quickly, grab something, come back to my room and take the calls, rather than stepping out or doing a Uber Eats delivery in the US or so.
Like
You're the tourist persona. I'm the traveler persona.
No, not tourist. I'm saying I love to explore food. Like, I want to think कि आज
Fair.
कहाँ खाना है. It's exactly opposite, right? He's
No,
thinking
but
कहाँ नहीं खाना है.
on this point, right? Like, in fact, I'm personally very divided. I am more inclined towards sweet, which you might not have expected.
No,
but here's the thing, right? Like, typically, again, this is different for at different times. But I personally, when I go to a place, rather than hotel breakfast, man, I'm going to get much better food somewhere else.
That's what I'm
100%.
saying.
And
like Vietnam, I would hate sitting in a hotel and eating food. I would love to go out and explore the close by areas and see where. But again, I think it also depends on whether it's a personal trip or a work trip.
Yeah, mine is work trip. So if it's a personal trip, I'll always prefer stepping out, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll look at, luckily there was one trip where we aligned on a London business trip. Me and my wife was also there. I was also there. So we got to pick she did the job of picking really good English breakfast places, and we kept enjoying, right? Like that was
But
great.
I think for Aadil would be the most difficult choice, because generally, while you don't take always breakfast, but you are that guy who will probably, if there's a good breakfast, like you wouldn't want to miss it. Like for example, JW Prestige Golf Star, mein aap, like sweet versus breakfast. It's a hard choice.
Yeah,
it's a hard choice.
I will always take sweet because
Yeah.
I normally don't have breakfast.
And he knows that अगर sweet मिल गया तो मैं breakfast में तो sweet talk करा ही लूँगा. Like मैं करवा ही लूँगा.
नहीं चाहिए. मतलब I normally get up late. You know my thing is. So
the
I
sweets will make the trip memorable, right? Like you're not going to remember कि अरे I had breakfast at this hotel in that day for free. You're going to remember.
ऐसा नहीं है आदिल के साथ. He will remember the
नहीं यार,
avocado
see-
toast with truffle oil all the time.
No, the point is, if you get the sweet upgrade, you look forward to lunch. If you have the breakfast, you can't have lunch because you're so bloody full, right? तो मैं तो sweet और फिर भाई Accor में 50% मिल रहा है ना discount, तो lunch करते हैं अच्छे से.
And in Singapore, I experienced this. I think most of the times, like morning, we wouldn't have anything till the time we reached lunchtime, and then we would hog at lunch. Like that's what we did.
Give me a good lunch and Accor till the time the 50% discount is there, make the most of that 50% discount and burn those points, which is epic.
No, but in Accor, I think the evening lounge access is something that is like super
Dude,
underrated.
the BKC Sofitel, that's why I love it.
It's awesome.
You go in the, let's say you check in at 12 o'clock. I mean, assuming कि you reach 12 o'clock. जैसे ही आप check in करके थोड़ा सा freshen up हुए, और sir, please come high tea hours. You finish high tea, you go to your room, you do gym or you sleep or whatever. You come back as a cocktail hours. Okay, ठीक है, cocktail hours में like they have a full buffet, man. Like it's not cocktail hours. It's unfair to call it cocktail hours. They have a full buffet almost. You finish it, you sleep, have fun. Morning में उठे, पूरा breakfast. Like what else do you want to do, right? मतलब there's enough and more food for you to.
It's a great staycation option. It's a
Wow.
very underrated staycation option.
And even
Same Sheraton Mahabalipuram also
yeah.
has the same concept. They have high tea by the beach.
correct.
And it's beautiful. And then they have lounge hours.
They have an early morning fresh, like a refreshment drink.
Yeah.
If you're hitting the beach in the morning, right?
Nice.
There'll be like this apple, carrot, beetroot sort of a thing, right? Like, and by the beach, it's all complimentary. And you'd be like, whoa, just extra small perks that just get thrown into you. Yeah.
Talking of complimentary drinks, I know you just mentioned you came in from the MTR.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have the complimentary drink at the MTR? They have this mixed fruit juice that at least back in the day they
That's
used to serve.
complimentary?
I've
I
never
don't know
been
if-
given that complimentary.
You've not
dude.
had that? It comes with a meal.
You come with a thali.
Oh, Acha, I've never ordered the thali.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like grape juice.
It's the one that they give in the silver glass. I don't know if they still have silver
understood.
glass anymore.
Yeah.
Anyone
We
coming
went
into
for
Bangalore
breakfast
and
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me,
but-
my standard order is masala dosa.
I see.
Simple.
No,
Just one.
Yeah, we had the
Rava
masala
idli.
dosa.
Yeah.
MTR I go for the thali.
Or I also like the puri there. It's like, or the Mangalore buns.
But
the buns are yum.
in the world rankings, MTR stands for the Rava idli. Just FYI, like you know that, right? I love the Rava idli. It's awesome. Like
I would normally only go there for the meals, full meals.
meals is very good.
Yeah.
I'm not a very
The
Indian
good
food
part
person,
about
by
the
way.
meals is unlimited dosa and unlimited puris.
I like the kushimbri, the one that they give that salad kind of thing, the cucumber and all.
No, the
That's- I
thing
love
is that I like the fact that you can mix and match little because if you're making something at home, you're not going to make so much variety at once, right? So, but I mean, MTR next time you come, please make sure get the.
No, they will give you.
They will give you.
No,
the
honestly, I'm not an Indian food person, right?
Yeah.
Like, the person I met yesterday was an Indian food person. So, and I'm not actually, I mean, you guys are going to hate me for this, but the only Bangalore place I've been to is one Rameshwaram cafe and the airport cafe or airport hotel airport or something like that.
Airlines.
Airlines hotel.
Airlines is
long
fabulous.
Long back.
Airlines
this
is
is,
fabulous.
So, I've not been to your CTR or your Vidyarthi Bhavan or any of these places.
Next
So
time
why
land
you
in
let
I should
Delhi,
be. I
just
should.
walk around
No,
India.
but I'm more of a Naru noodle bar sort of a person or a kopitiam la.
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
I didn't
By
get
the
to go
way-
there.
Oh, kopitiam is so
Dude, you
good.
came to Zed the Baker that day. You should have gone, na?
I know, but
Right next
after
door.
that we went somewhere else. No?
Yeah. You didn't take him there. You took him
Miso
to
Sexy,
Miso Sexy.
हाँ मतलब हम ही लेके जाओगे सबको.
This thing, by the way, in Jayanagar, they're opening a Chadokya Samrat.
Yeah, I know that. But
Chalukya Samrat also opened a new branch now.
Where else?
Sheshadipuram.
Sheshadipuram.
Okay.
By the way, like the shout out to that place that we went, right? The dim sums are amazing.
Oh, the food is amazing.
Which one was that? Which dim sum
The
was
tofu and the edamame,
edamame.
truffle oil.
Miso
Truffle oil.
Sexy is really good.
Awesome.
Like for
Really
Asian
good,
food,
yeah.
it's very good.
If you are in Indranagar and you want to try some nice dim sums, I think it's a great place to be.
Yeah. Also, Kopitiam La. Chef David,
not been there,
who used to be at Wabi Sabi, he's now there. And it is outstanding. Like, if you enjoy a good rendang curry, man, this is
Chicken
the
rendang sandwich.
best rendang curry in all of Bangalore. And they have this most amazing tiramisu you will ever have in your life. It is served in a cup. It is moist, it is decadent, it is epic, and they also have.
It's
this-
actually a tiramisu coffee. It's not actually only a tiramisu.
Yeah.
It's a coffee kind of a
It
tiramisu.
is.
You can drink it a little bit, but and you don't require any status to go to Kopitiam Liya and enjoy this food. Let's move back to our topic.
Kyun?
I told it's going to be a hard one.
But before closing it out, in our last trip to Delhi, did you like this one? We had the tiramisu croissant.
Actually, it was too sweet for me.
I didn't like it
too
much
sweet for
either.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it much.
But yeah, these are all perks of your Accor Platinum. But yeah, but I think that's that from me. I think status
Show
wise,
off.
my philosophy is very straightforward, which is that I think I'd prefer hotel statuses.
Yeah.
Airline statuses, if I'm able to get it as a result of my travel, I would do it. I'm not going to be one chasing it for the sake
Yeah,
of it.
neither
But
would I.
but मुझे लग रहा है अभी नया होने वाला है जैसे कि उमर that during that Magnus Burgundy days there was some Axis started some random crap. They said there is a Burgundy and there is a true Burgundy. अब मुझे लग रहा है ऐसा आएगा Accor Platinum और True Accor Platinum. True Accor is the guy who earned it and the one who got through China is a
Yeah,
platinum
तो ये सब
member.
true
ये होने वाला है ऐसा
यार,
कुछ तो
होता है,
random.
I expect it to
Yeah,
happen.
मतलब वही ना everyone has status, no one has status, right? So that's what it is, right? So no, I'm just kidding. I don't like. It is what it is.
वो क्या बोलते हैं?
We only tried and helped so many people.
Yeah.
Like that's not the intent. I'm just saying कि it's going to happen. Like eventually, again, somebody was telling on the platforms that you are misusing. I disagree vehemently. I think Accor is trying to push out their loyalty status like anything. They want people. They understand how stacking works. They want people to.
if you
that
guys,
build that
if you
loyalty.
folks have watched the movie Up in the Air, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
of
loyalty
course.
is not a cheap thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and once you build it, the reason why the business benefits a lot more via
100%.
loyalty, right? Like,
Dude, I wouldn't have spoken about Sofitel BKC to so
Correct.
many people had I
Yeah.
not experienced what I experienced.
True.
Right?
Yeah, loyalty is not a cheap thing, right? So
And it's good that people are making efforts towards it. Like I was just telling Aadil the other day. So on our flight on to Delhi, behind me, 2 seats behind me, like in the one immediately behind.
Air India.
So sorry, I think the one right behind me and the one next to me. There happened to be 2 people who had their birthday on that, whatever is the chance. But these people, they actually came and then they got a personalized cake and a note, handwritten note with respect to birthday wishes and all. And these little things now, this person, it's a small thing, token thing to do for the airline. But this person is always going to remember.
I
It's a
know, yeah.
great thing.
I
I'm
don't
glad
remember that
they-
airline ad, right? One of the airlines that has an ad where the moment you give the boarding, Brussels Airlines, where the moment
The
they see the
birthday.
boarding pass, the entire crew runs on the tarmac and they set up happy birthday with
Such a good ad.
such a nice
It's
ad, and the
such
father
a-
and the
it's a
son.
continuation of the It's a Sun.
Yes,
ad.
yes.
Now they're like happy birthday.
Nivas, let's come to you.
Yeah.
What is your hotel stack?
I think Marriott is my go-to. I'm a titanium, platinum, either of them. I think I'm titanium.
When you forget your status, you are arrived in life.
No, I think I might get moved down. So there are hacks to increase. So especially I think every year, right? Like I think Marriott has a little bit of FOMO on whether will there be enough people who will want to continue our status. So they always throw in certain offers. You have to keep an eye out for I think between March and April or one of those
So
seasons.
talk about the favorite one of everybody. Talk about the Platinum Challenge. How do you take it? How do you enroll for it? Can you just talk about it a little bit?
You mean the
Platinum Challenge that they run?
I'm talking about 2-3 things.
Sure.
There are multiple things over here. So between March to April, I think March 15th to April 30th or a period like that, every night you stay on revenue, you get 2 status nights, right? Which is great because if you have work travel, of course, so like let's say 15 nights, you automatically become 30 nights. But if you don't have anything, I've not done the Platinum Status Challenge yet, but if you call them up and you tell them saying, hey, in the next 45 days or 90 days, I think Aadil, you might know this better, you have to stay 14 nights at a single stretch or maybe within
16
that period.
16 nights in 90 days.
In 90 days. You could either do it as in the form of a mattress run, or if you have anticipated travel coming up, you automatically go into titanium status.
No, platinum stack.
Sorry, platinum status. I think, the other thing is to do a mattress run during this time. Which I'm not a big
If somebody doesn't have any work travel
right.
at all and they're watching the show, what should their marriage strategy be?
I think HDFC Marriott Bonvoy
Perfect.
is a great place
Step
to start.
one. Yeah. Step
Very
one.
basic, available to everyone. Right?
Agreed. Step 2?
I think the Amex flat charge, but it is not available. Otherwise, I don't know what is the other way to get a gold I'm not sure what's the other way to get a gold or a bigger status.
I think
with,
that just like he said ना कि मेरे को लगता है कि whoever is watching the show, and we spoke about it in the Mumbai flight mode yesterday, I think around 15 people we gathered around all talking about the same thing. I feel it's a great travel card. Get your first card. Your marriage strategy should be the Marriott properties you want to be at.
Yeah.
Get the HDFC card. Experience the first night free with FNA. Move it around with your points in some other cards that you have chota mota from here.
Travel
Make that happen. And once you do 2-3 redemptions, first 2-3 redemptions, if there is like you liking what you're seeing and you're a married personality and you connect with Nivas or Aadil here right now, then bump up a flat charge and see if the gold makes sense. Because see, for me example, I experienced it both. And I feel that I'm happy being a married silver because I don't have any other plans lining up. And it's okay. I'm enjoying Accor. I also like Hilton. So I'm just going to probably go around. I don't feel the need for being but if there are plans and if you like it, I think that's a necessary step too, I feel. At least in my view.
Yeah. I think it also depends on if you're a credit card like persona, right? Marriott doesn't make sense, honestly. The reason being, only on Amex does it make sense. If you're earning it at the 5x or the 10x. On the 1x or maybe Access Atlas or Access Magnus to the Accor makes a shit ton of sense. Sorry, I used the...
that's
okay.
cool.
Yeah, so because from a point to money value, Marriott is very lower. Right, Accor is great, way great, right? Like for example, if you have to stay 5 nights at a property in maybe Singapore, the amount of Accor points you're going to need is significantly lesser compared to what you're going to need on a Marriott, right? For that, you have to spend so much more on an Amex versus significantly lesser on a Magnus or an Atlas.
First, tell me this, then I'm just double clicking on what
For
you said.
redemption people.
Sure.
For redemption
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
But then what I'm hearing is Marriott HDFC card, an Amex trifecta, and a, let's say, probably a plat charge in the future.
For the status,
It's a deadly combo to kind of max out
On the Marriott,
you don't need an access route at all to think about Marriott at all.
Is there an airline to Marriott status match? I'm
SQ
not.
hai kya? Because
only get
Bonvoy to
silver
SQ is
thing.
there.
There is a Emirates and Bonvoy
it is
thing.
not a
United
Yeah, it's
status
not
match.
a status match.
Yeah.
It gives you points. So if you fly Emirates,
Privileges.
you get Bonvoy points. If you stay at Bonvoy, you get Emirates points.
And there is no roundabout for SQ also because Marriott offers SQ ka status, then SQ should
So you
also
can
offer.
connect only one airline. So I have connected Emirates.
Mine is SQ.
United
currently.
has with Marriott.
Marriott can connect both, no?
For the status, you can connect to both SQ as well as Emirates.
That's what I thought.
I've done it for both.
Accor is only one.
But you get points only in one airline.
Points
only
एक में
one.
आएगा.
Points. SQ doesn't even take points.
अपने को तो Emirates points चाहिए ना. That is
Yeah,
what-
yeah.
No. What he's saying is that अगर आप SQ भी connect कर सकते हो, if you take that qualifying whatever, you will get SQ का status or
Right,
whatever.
right.
that-
But the
that's how-
status that you get over here is very low. So
I agree. That I agree.
I
That I
think
agree.
anything. I don't know if Gold gives you free breakfast. I think is it only platinum?
It's officially it's
Marriott?
platinum.
Yeah, Marriott.
Yeah, it's only platinum.
Okay.
But I have seen with Gold, matlab, at least my hit rate has been 50%. Like 50% properties have agreed to give breakfast free.
Yeah,
Like,
यार US में तो नहीं मिलेगा वो.
US में नहीं मिलेगा.
APAC में शायद मिल जाएगा.
If they
US
can
में
give
नहीं
you early check-in or late check-out, that is precisely what I value the most because I don't like to like hover around with my luggage.
Correct.
So that I really value. Breakfast is I prefer going to a Target or a Safeway and just picking up some yogurt that I really appreciate over a breakfast at the hotel for the.
But let's cover this quickly, na? Like among the hotel loyalty perks that you get, like we spoke about airlines, I think if you're traveling with a kid or if you are that person who lands at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, early check-in is a big thing for a lot of us, right? Because you're coming tired from India, traveling a long way. Like I would definitely want to see if I can get a status if there are consistent travel plans.
True.
Like that's one thing which has helped in Accor a lot. I
Yeah.
value that a lot. Probably the things that I probably value the least probably would be, let's say, a late checkout is fine with me because by that time I'm rested. I'm okay to leave a little early, leave my luggage at the counter, and like that's at least what I feel. Like that's been my experience.
There have been some times where the hotel has honored me a 9 p.m. checkout.
Oh yeah, I have. Like,
When my flight's at 11 p.m. in the middle,
It's almost a two-night stay, I don't-
Yeah,
like,
it is correct.
almost.
When they have inventory and when you just tell them saying, hey, do you have like some of the things that I've asked is how occupied is or how much inventory do you have, right? Like they generally answer that question. So I think from a points route, Accor makes more sense. But if you are staying with the Marriott properties, I think Marriott treats you really well. I mean, I've had better treatment at Marriott compared to, and also because of the ITC partnership, that just opens
Yeah.
up a lot more
Another
avenues
big-
for you
big,
with,
huge,
like,
yeah.
say, the ITC Gardenia or the Grand Chola.
but ITC we haven't spoken about. No, what is the ITC levels? Like, is there a separate? Is there a path of
Epic,
gold?
no,
they
that
have-
is Taj.
That's a loyalty program.
So there are two parts to it. One is Club ITC, which is what their program is called, and then they also have a paid affiliation called ITC Club Culinary, which is largely an F&B program, but also does. So very recently, as recent as like 2 weeks back, they rehauled the Club ITC program. I've not gone the depths of it, but I barely stay with them, so I'm
Yeah.
not plugged into it.
Yeah.
The number of properties also are less, no? Like you can't really be loyal to them
Hey,
for.
that's not really true, by the way, because with the extension of the Fortune and Welcome
Yeah.
Hotel,
No,
and all,
no.
you actually have good
Okay,
coverage.
sorry. But I meant globally. Because that's what. So for me, it's not always one India. If you only do vacations in India, I agree. I mean, India में बहुत depth है उनका. Like, but across the board, it.
Yeah,
Cool,
and
cool.
I also
Let's-
I got the Accor Platinum. Obviously, I think I had mentioned this earlier by the Accor China as well as because of the Accor Amex to. They also have Accor benefit coming in via Amex Plat charge.
That's the Accor Explorer without the free night.
Yeah.
Without the
they
free
gave me
night.
20 status nights.
No,
Correct,
without
correct.
the free night.
Free night. Correct. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do a fun few segments where we're going to do rapid fire. Okay. So you don't have to think, you have to answer really quick. You don't have to justify anything. Okay. There are multiple segments that I've curated today, but we'll do like a fun thing. Okay. Start with Ameya and we'll move in this direction. We'll keep rotating. First one is called the status death match. Emirates Gold versus Qatar Gold. Take your pick.
Qatar Gold.
Emirates Gold.
Qatar Gold.
Marriott Platinum versus Hilton Gold.
Hilton Gold.
Marriott Platinum any day.
Marriott Platinum.
Suite upgrade versus breakfast.
Sweet upgrade.
Yeah, breakfast.
Suite upgrade.
Lounge access versus priority boarding.
Priority boarding. Because lounge access you get through others.
Yeah, priority boarding.
Priority boarding because of Scapia. Now we don't need. We can eat anywhere I want. I actually don't like lounge food. Minus the T2 Bangalore, I hate lounge food. I don't like going to lounges.
India lounges are.
Dude, the Air India
The
lounge.
Air India lounge.
Oh yes,
The
T2
Air India lounge at
Yeah,
T2.
I agree.
It is.
I agree.
I've put a couple of pictures out of this.
No, I've been
the
there multiple
fried
times.
idli scrambled egg sandwich.
Sando. Yeah.
Stuff of legends.
Yeah.
Like it's insanely good.
I think the eggs Benedict is also something to.
The ghee podi Benedict.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
They have a lovely ghee podi Benedict. The dosa is also really, really
Davangere style Bene dosa, they have it.
It's really nice.
Amazing. Really good.
Let's come to the second one. It's called upgrade or downgrade. Okay. So I'll state a benefit. You'll say upgrade or downgrade, whether it works for you or you don't value it much.
Thumbs
okay?
up, thumbs down.
So guaranteed late checkout. Upgrade or downgrade?
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Downgrade. Like
Partner airline status match.
Nah, it doesn't matter much.
Matches.
matches, upgrade.
Free breakfast.
Upgrade.
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 First boarding announcements.
These are the what?
These are priority boarding. Let's just call it priority boarding.
Oh, sorry. Upgrade. Definitely upgrade.
Upgrade.
Room welcome amenities.
So.
Upgrade. It is pleasant.
Nah, nothing. Downgrade for me, nothing.
Let's come to the third one. It's called the points confession booth. Okay. Confess your biggest status or points sin. Okay. Chasing status when you knew you wouldn't travel enough to keep it. Have you done it? Have you never done it?
No, never.
Not really.
Oh, sorry, what is it?
Chasing status when you knew you wouldn't travel enough to get it.
No,
Never?
never.
Booking pointless flights.
Never.
No.
Pointless flights. मैंने किया. I went that A350 from Bangalore to Chennai to Mumbai just to experience the A350.
Yeah,
I've done
there
that.
you go. Yeah,
I was on one of the first few
We
flights.
booked on points, no?
Yeah,
So it's
book
not
on-
pointless.
That was a bad joke. Bad
I
joke.
love it. That was awesome.
वो 2 मिनट समझा ही नहीं. एक तो मैं like zoned out.
Spending more than the perk was worth.
Maybe.
Where?
I can't think, but I'm sure I've done it.
Yeah, okay, what is the question? I didn't understand.
Spending more than the perk was worth.
Okay.
No, actually not. No, let's redo it. No.
No. Nivas?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have done it. I would have convoluted way of doing something and then I realized that I end up paying more than what I originally have paid. So I would definitely done it. I can't remember which one.
Oh yeah, maybe regretting some of these
Yeah,
things.
same thing. I would have done. I would have done.
Oh, I'm being
Pakka.
smart. But then I'd be like, why did I do that?
Yeah, it's like the same thing,
Yeah.
no, where you earn a lot of profit and then you make one stupid mistake and all the profit is wiped out with that one mistake. Well, वो वाली story है ये.
So let's come to now 2026 predictions. Okay? Ameya, what's the strategy for you? So would you chase Marriott Titanium or Accor Diamond?
Accor Diamond.
Nivas?
Marriott Titanium.
Marriott Titanium.
What about, is One World Sapphire worth the case today?
If you fly at least 2-3 round trip flights on One World Airlines, I think it's worth it.
How would you aim to score Sapphire?
I think the easiest way is then with a status match. Accor Platinum will status match directly to it.
To gold with one revenue
With
flight.
one revenue flight on Qatar.
There is a quota around it, so just be mindful of it. If are able to do it in the beginning of the year, great. I think it refreshes every year. Just go read the terms and conditions properly.
You got this one, no?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
but I don't know whether this offer will be open for next year or not. That
We
also
don't
a bit
know.
smart.
We don't
So if
know.
you are
Yeah.
going to say कि मैं
Go
January में
read
try करूँगा
everything.
लेकिन offer ही खत्म हो जाएगा. I would rather try it this year than try it next year. So
Worth the chase?
It is because I think it also gives you American Airlines status as well as Alaska status. And the only worry is India doesn't have a
Transfer partner.
One world flight. But yeah, I think apart from that, I'll still.
not for me.
Not for you. All right. Final question. If all of us lost all our airline and hotel loyalty status today, right? What is the one status that you will keep and why? You lost everything. You have only one to keep. Which one will you keep and why?
I think if there's a Star Gold, I would keep it.
Star Gold over Accor Platinum?
Yeah, because Accor Platinum can be earned easily, relatively.
No, but Star, फिर से, हाँ, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Star Alliance Gold is your pick.
Yeah.
I think the One World Sapphire.
One World Sapphire.
I can't wait in long.
Star Alliance Gold, just for T2. I love that. I'm not going to so much flying.
All right, with that, we'll round it up. This has been a fun episode on what we call Chasing Loyalty. If you enjoyed what you heard, please like, subscribe, and comment. Comment with what is the one loyalty program that you cannot afford to give up today. If you had to choose only one, which one would you choose? Drop in a comment, tag us, and share with us. Thank you for tuning in for what has been a really fun conversation on the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Thank you, Dhimant. Thank you, Nivas, for flying all the way from Chennai. And thank you, Ameya, for this amazing conversation with us today. With that, it's the three of us signing off from the Great Indian Points and Miles show.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo. Hidden treasures in every flight. Nights in places that feel so right. From deserts to the city lights. Get set, steal those dazzling sights. Miles stack up each passing day. Rewards come back in a million ways. In this game you want to play the Great Indian Adventure, yay! Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.